This is a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Sports on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Athletics are brought to you by Avera St. Mary's Hospital, Zander Auto Parts, Bank West, All Around Graphics, Weatherall Roofing, Faith Lutheran Church, and Billion Financial.
Jost trying to get one forward for Davis. Davis in the shot, and that one goes through. How about that for offense? Avery Davis scores, and it's 1-0 for Pierre.
And also brought to you by the Clubhouse Inn and Suites, Birding Electric, Slumberland Furniture, Kruger Contracting, B&B Equipment, Bridget M Photography, Edward Jones Financial, Dakota Sprinkler, and Sioux Nation.
Empty backfield again. Keenels right up the middle on the design run. All the way through. Keenels 25, 20, 50, 10, 5. Touchdown, 50-yard run for Keenels. 2 minutes to go, and the Governor strikes first here this evening.
Your Governor Athletics is also brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, Gales Gas, Service Master, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Purist Foods, Kathy Sunshine Property, All Pro Towing, and Pure Dental Clinic.
Cross comes in, a shot and a goal scored right over to Ryland Derry. What a pass from Cole Peterson, and Ryland Derry is there just to get the foot on it and redirect it into the goal, and the Govs lead it.
Governor's Athletics is also brought to you by Olson Plumbing, Lamb Motor, Midwest Cooperative, May Adam Law Firm, Oahe Federal Credit Union, the Association of Weed and Pest, and Fisher Round.
For the Governors, for the fourth straight year, are the Class 11 AA state champions. They beat the Brookings Bobcats 38-6 here in the Dakota Dome.
Here, Governor Athletics is also brought to you by Shane's Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, Wagner Auto, First United Methodist Church, East Pier Landscape and Garden Center, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. And now, with the call of today's game, here's award-winning KCCR Sports Director, John Winkler.
And the quest for 5 straight state championships begins tonight here in Harrisburg. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as we welcome you in to week 1 of the 2021 football season. It is good to have football back. It is good to have Greg Dean back in the broadcast with me, back in the booth. And Greg, this is setting up to be what the media and what the coaches are saying potentially could be. We're looking at 2 state champions this year. Harrisburg on number 1 in the 11 AAA poll, Pierre at number 1 11 AA poll. They're expecting these two to be the best 2 teams in their respective classes this year.
Yeah, and when you look at postseason polls, you always like to take them with a little bit of a grain of salt because a lot of those preseason poll numbers are based on last season's achievements. And I think every football coach will tell you that even in the thick of the season, they don't pay a lot of attention to polls, or at least they try not to. But on paper, coming out of the gate, this is certainly a headline matchup tonight in South Dakota football. Number 1 in AAA, number 1 in AA. Two teams who were both in the Dakota Dome last year. Pierre walked away with the trophy. Harrisburg walked away as the runner-up in AAA. But just a headline matchup tonight to open up football, high school football in 2021.
And 2 things that you got to like, or think for at least both teams that you got to like. Your quarterbacks are returning. Your all-state quarterback, Lee Kikinos, for the Pierre Governors, returns for his junior year. Jacob Knuth, who will go to play at Minnesota and be a Golden Gopher next year, is returning for his senior year. These are 2... This is a big-time quarterback matchup between 2 really good quarterbacks.
Absolutely, and you know, you'd be hard-pressed to find a game anywhere in South Dakota where you won't find 2 better quarterbacks. Jacob Knuth, obviously, probably on paper, probably the number 1 quarterback in all of South Dakota. I mean, a scholarship scholarship to the University of Minnesota to play quarterback and in the Big Ten. That speaks in and of itself. But Lincoln Kienholz is not going to take a back seat to very many people, and he has all the talent in the world, and we'll see how these two match up tonight. This is truly a headline matchup of a couple of very, very talented quarterbacks.
And we'll talk with both coaches. Obviously, again, Greg mentioned it, but both coaches were at the Dakota Dome last year, and now here for Coach Steve Steele, looking to try and win his 5th, and Harrisburg trying to win after failing the last couple of times. They've been in the Dakota Dome quite often, and one of the other times was when Pierre and Harrisburg met in the 2017 state championship, which started this run of 4 straight titles for the Pierre Governors. Last time these two teams met was the week 1 of 2018. Rain played a part in it. It ended up being called at halftime. We don't expect any rain to be involved with tonight's matchup. This turf field it's a great facility. It's looking great, and no better way to kick off the 2021 school year here between Pierre and Harrisburg. We step aside for 3 minutes. We'll come back with more of the pregame show. We'll come back and talk with head coach Brandon White of the Harrisburg Tigers. So listen to Pierre Governor football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
All Pro Towing and Repair offers 24/7 light, medium, and heavy towing, jump starts, lockouts, roadside assistance, and recovery. The All Pro Towing and Repair team of professionals offers prompt, courteous, and top-notch services to Central South Dakota. If you find yourself in need of a tow, jump, or lockout, contact All Pro Towing and Repair, 605-669-2075. That's 605-669-2075.
Pictures are memories we want to last forever. For those special times, call Bridget M. Photography, a unique boutique photography studio offering family portraits, children, seniors, and even your pets. They're available for weddings, commercial events, and sports photography. Stop in and visit their studio in Pierre or look over their website at bridgetmphoto.com. Pictures and memories that will last forever. From Bridget M. Photography in Pierre.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre is a proud supporter of area athletes and their fans. Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows it takes hard work to achieve success in sports and the support of great people. That's why Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre is the place for all of your feed, seed, animal health, and grilling needs. They work hard for their community and are thankful for the support of their great customers. Visit Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre, 504 Deadwood Street. Sioux Nation supports area athletes.
Here in 3, 2, 1. And we welcome you back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Joining me is Coach White of the Harrisburg Tigers as we are getting set for kickoff of the 2021 season. And, Coach, it's always fun. There's always a lot of excitement going to the start of the season. And, obviously, there's a lot of excitement for both of these teams, for both Harrisburg and Pierre, because the coaches and the media like both your teams to be at the top, at least to start the season. And I know both your coaches want to see these these teams be at the top at the end of the season. Let's talk about your team first. Obviously, there's a lot of hype around the team, and your quarterback Jacob Newth is a really good quarterback and a really good player with the commit to Minnesota. How much fun has it been to coach him and to be around him?
It's pretty fun. He makes our job as coaches pretty easy. When you can give him something and he absorbs it so well and then transfers it to the field. And it's a real pleasure to be able to coach him these last 4 years. What we're probably most proud of is his leadership on the field and off the field, how he handles himself, and just his competitive nature. He wants to win at all costs, and he wants to make sure his putting his teammates in the right spot to do so.
And as a quarterback, that also probably is a added bonus to have a kid like that in high school, and to have him be your quarterback and be that leader is even better for you.
Absolutely. When your signal caller's your go-to guy, like a lot of teams have, it makes your culture, your practices a lot smoother when you can build that trust from your coaching staff through him to the other players. So, you see it in our defense. He wants to take practice reps for our defense to get better, and that only helps us in the long run.
And so let's talk about the rest of your team here, because he's got a lot of options to throw to, a lot of options to give the ball off to. You have a really good, sound football team, and when you look at this team, what do you like about your team? What else do you like about your team?
We just bring back a lot of experience, kids that we've played a lot of football for us. And then the speed that we can play at will be tough for teams to handle. We're doing everything we can, to get our young guys ready to fill some gaps that we lost from graduations last year. So it's going to be fun. We're excited about this group and kind of the mix and blend that they have. It's probably one of the more complete groups we've had, in my tenure here.
And now let's talk a little bit about this Pierre team. Obviously, they've won the last 4 state championships, and you get a chance to face them for the first time since 2018 because you guys moved up to 11 AAA. So the familiarity kind of is still kind of there, but kind of not because of the last time, 2018. There's not a whole lot of guys that are left, if any guys are left from the 2018 team to now playing in 2021. But what have you seen, and how much do you worry about film from last year's team going into week 1 of the season?
You do and you don't. You got to use it. Mainly it's for formation, recognition, and stuff like that. But personnel has changed so much at the high school level from year in, year out. Especially at the AA and AAA level, you play a lot of seniors. And so when you graduate big classes, both Pierre and ourselves, it's kind of hard to get a read. So that first quarter is very, very vital and important for us. Offensively, defensively, and special teams to kind of adapt to maybe if any changes they made, or vice versa for them adapting to us. So, yes, you can rely on some film, just because, with, common coaches coming back, they always have tendencies, and so do we. So, that's what we're going to rely on, is just prior experiences a little bit and being able to adapt as fast as we can.
You guys have a lot of kids on your roster, which probably, again, makes it a good and kind of a good but bad thing at the same time, because you have so many kids to choose from, which is fantastic to have that many numbers. But then the roles of guys and playing time is a little bit limited to those 140 and however many guys you have on your team. But as a coach, you probably do like to see that, because football is big then in Harrisburg. You like the fact that everybody wants to come out and play some football.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate every one of them kids coming out. They all have a role that's important to us and important to themselves. And so, yes, it's going to limit some. We do, I feel our staff does a really good job of, getting kids in. Special teams plays a huge role. We tell our kids there's 77 starters in every game, with all the different 5 special teams and then offense and defense. So we're able to mix those kids in, but, Harrisburg's always been a football, culture town, and we're going to continue with that.
Do you think that's an advantage to you guys, especially at the beginning of the season when game shape is not quite there yet, and starting at 6 o'clock here this evening, and maybe a little bit warmer than it will be, and obviously it will be warmer today than it will be at the end of the season, but do you think that kind of leads to an advantage for you guys going into this first game just on that fact, not everything else, just that one fact?
I'd like to hope so. We're finally getting to a point where we have very, very few players playing both ways. Yeah, there's some backups and stuff, but when you get down to our starting lineups, they're pretty much all one-way players, and then we're able to sub a few guys in. But hopefully that's an advantage. Obviously, playing at home is always an advantage as well in that first game. But when it comes down to it, it's just whoever makes less mistakes in those first couple weeks and was able to score and get stops early.
And again, talking with Coach Brandon White of the Harrisburg Tigers. His kickoff coming up at 6 o'clock. Coach, before I let you go, well, what's that number one thing for you guys to try and get a win against Pierre, and what's going to be that reason when you walk away tonight that you want to know?
Physicality. We're as big as we've ever been, probably up front on both sides of the ball, and we feel our front seven defensively is pretty special. So we're going to have to really get after them physically, and then let our athletes kind of run around in space. So hopefully we can set the tone early with that physicality, and then just build off that.
And how excited are you to start this 2021 season?
Yeah, you can just get old hitting each other. The kids are, you can just see there's little chips on their shoulder about doing the same thing over and over. So we're excited to get this kind of journey rolling, and hopefully it's a positive one tonight.
Coach Brandon White of the Harrisburg Tigers. Coach, I appreciate the time. Good luck tonight, and good luck throughout the entire season.
All right, really appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
We will return with more of the pregame show after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
It is time to control noxious weeds. Do you have a control plan in place? If not, contact your local weed and pest supervisor to help you set up a plan. Effort now will save you time and money in the future. This is Paul Johnson, South Dakota State University Extension Weed Science Coordinator, asking for your support to get this statewide noxious weed problem under control.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports, as we now join with Coach Steve Steele of the Pierre Governors as we are getting set for the first week of the season. First game coming up at 6 o'clock with kickoff against Harrisburg. Coach, It's finally here. You get a chance to get the season underway. How do you feel about getting a chance to play some football again?
Well, it's a lot of excitement right now. Obviously it's good to be playing. It's hard to believe, but there's a lot of places that's still not a sure thing. And obviously we're still not necessarily to the extent of last year, but we're still doing our part to make sure that we get to keep doing this all season long too. But a lot of excitement here tonight to come and play a very, very good opponent and obviously see what we're made of.
Yeah, both teams ranked in the top in their respective polls in 11 AAA, 11 AA. Obviously, that's where you want to end at the end of the season. But here at the beginning of the year, you're kind of playing the 11 AAA favorite. They're playing the 11 AA favorite. How does that add extra excitement in this game? Does that put maybe another chip on the guys' shoulders going into this contest?
Maybe a little bit. I think it makes it a little bit more exciting. I think anytime you kind of see those number one battles, cross class, I think that's kind of what we've missed the last couple of years is these cross class battles. Where you could only hope for a 1 and 2, for the most part. But actually, I guess last year we had the single A team, but that was the game we didn't get to play, one us versus T. So it's cool to have this back, and having some really good players that we're going to get to see live tonight. And like I said, it's a great measuring stick for us.
Yeah, we talked a little bit on Coach's Corner on Wednesday about this matchup, and obviously the quarterback Jacob Knuth for Harrisburg going to Minnesota next year. He's probably been a guy that the defense has been focusing on a lot. Not that he's the only guy on offense, but he's probably a big key for the defense to kind of focus on.
Yeah, and a team that's got a quarterback like that, if you can get him uncomfortable and not let him get in a rhythm, then that kind of affects the whole offense, because they've got a lot of skilled players, they've got a lot of really, really good players, but he's the one that runs the show. So as long as we can find ways to keep him off balance and keep him guessing a little bit, then that should affect everything.
How do you guys do that tonight?
You ask good questions. But no, I said, we've got to do a lot of movement. We've got to do some different things and mess with the pre-snap a little bit, because by the time the play starts, he's already got most of what he's looking at done, and then he's focusing in on one guy if he's throwing the ball, or he's already made his call, for a run game. So, we've got to have some pre-snap movements. We've got to have some different lineups. We can't just line up in the same place the whole time. And, we've just got to continue to move his eyes around.
Offensively for you guys, Lincoln Keenels is back as your quarterback, which is a big spot to have someone return. There's a couple of guys that do return, but there's a lot of new faces that we'll see in the backfield and at the tight end position and on the offensive line. How much having Keenels back is going to help this offense, especially early on in the season, trying to get everybody up to speed?
Well, I think pretty similar to what we just said about Harrisburg, they could be saying a very similar thing about us, where if we can get Lincoln in the rhythm and keep him confident and just have him understanding what he's looking at, then we're going to have some success. We've got a lot of skilled players around him, and if he's got that confidence in his game tonight, and if he understands what he needs to be looking at and gets our guys into those correct spots, then that makes their job pretty easy. They got to go run the football the right spot or catch the football and keep running. So he has that ability for us to really set things in motion and get everybody on the same page, and then ultimately drive that success.
Injuries are a part of every sport, and unfortunately for you guys, you're dealing with several injuries going into week one, whether they're starters or guys that maybe get some reps throughout the game. How much does that hurt, especially at the beginning of the season, to not have everybody be healthy? Eventually you'll deal with injuries, but I guess maybe is it better to deal with it at the beginning of the season? Hopefully by the end of the year, everybody's then healthy.
Yeah, I definitely would deal with them now as opposed to November or late October, but they're never fun to deal with. I think the other nice thing is that we're playing Harrisburg week one, and it's not an ESD matchup or an in-class game. Because I said, one of our captains, Brady Getz, he's out today, and he should hopefully, knock on wood, be back next week. But he's got an injury that goes back through the summer. So, missing guys like that. Christian Bush is still hurt. Trey Lewis is kind of that 50-50 right now, not quite ready or not quite full go. So, the hope is that we get healthier as the year goes on, which is a unique thing to be able to say in game one. But if that ends up being the case, then, obviously that improves our team as the year goes on just by adding people in.
And as we get closer to kickoff here, what's it gonna take to knock off Harrisburg and get a week one win?
We're gonna have to have very good execution. Offensively, we can't drop passes, and we can't have bad snaps. If we can do those two things, I think we're gonna have plenty of opportunities to cash in. but we can't miss our opportunities, because they're going to be few and far between with this really talented defense. And offensively, like we kind of talked at Coach's Corner, we've got to really force them to drive the football. We can't have any big plays against us, and we just want to make him make as many decisions as possible, hoping that he can eventually make a bad one and then we can capitalize.
Coach, I appreciate the time as always. Good luck here in Week 1. Good luck this season, and it's going to be fun to watch you guys again this year.
Thanks, John.
I have more of a pregame show after this on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Let Country Carpet and Flooring help you update your home or office with the latest fashion trends. With over 30 years of experience, we can help you find the right flooring or window treatments for your needs. Stop down to 414 East Sioux Avenue or call for an appointment at 224-9297 for your free consultation and estimate. Go Govs!
As you give the lawn one final pass, enjoy that crisp fall air on your moist, furrowed brow before you throw yourself onto a monstrous pile of leaves and join First Dakota to make some noise for fall sports. Shriek for floor-rattling spikes, whoop at game-saving stops, and gasp in awe at high-flying stunts. Let them hear you from the cheap seats. Make some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com. Member FDIC.
Faith Lutheran Church prays for God's blessings to all of our athletes and their families. We're proud of the commitment and dedication that you give to your team. We would love for you to join us and celebrate the successes that God gives to us on the field, in the classroom, and throughout our lives. You can worship with us at Faith Lutheran Church on Sundays at 8:30 and 11 a.m., on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., or you can watch online at faithluth.com/livestream.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
The frigid air of winter and the blistering heat of summer can really put a dent into your pocketbook. The gang at Weatherall Roofing and Insulation in Pierre say, just foam it. Saving money on your energy bills is what it's all about with Weatherall Roofing and Insulation. Let Weatherall Roofing and Insulation help you save money with their custom spray foam or blow-in fiberglass insulation. Call 224-7982 for a free estimate. And remember, just foam it.
As we welcome you back here to Harrisburg, getting set for kickoff between the Pierre Governors and the Harrisburg Tigers. John Wicker alongside Greg Dean. We are moments away from kickoff, but we will step aside for 3 minutes, and we will come back and have kickoff for you. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Confidence, professional care, experience, and diverse care for all ages are what you should be looking for in dental care. And that's exactly what you'll receive from Dr. Monty Bechtold and Dr. Murray Thompson at Pierre Dental Clinic. You can expect friendly, caring staff who are concerned about your dental health and offer you complete confidence with routine checkups, early morning appointments, emergency treatment, and the latest in dental technology. Local dental treatment, all at Pierre Dental Clinic. Call 224-5355 or stop by their office at 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre.
Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre still wants your trade or your spare vehicle, and we're willing to give you top dollar, and we'll throw in an additional $250 Pierre Pride dollars. Sell us your car, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you an additional $250 Pierre Pride dollars. Trade in your vehicle for a new or different one, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you $250 Pierre Pride dollars. Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit GatewayFordToyota.com.
At Purus, we play to win, which led to being named the most innovative food company of 2021.
For over 30 years, we have worked to develop the highest quality peas from plant-based protein on the market, which is sourced from several South Dakota farmers. Our alliance with farmers allows us to build a safe and secure food supply in the United States. Join our Herald production team and make moves, because at Pierce, it's not just a job, it's a career. Apply online, PURIS.com. Pierce, born and bred in the USA.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
The Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture is going on. Slumberland has their Labor Day sale all stocked up with specials on furniture throughout the store, and with savings of up to 25% off Slumberland's low price. Slumberland carries your favorites, plus they have unique items in stock that are sure to complement your home. And in the bedding department, be sure to check out all the quality brands they stock, with specials that'll make you sleep easier. The Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture. Slumberland Furniture on the truck bypass in Pierre, and slumberland.com.
We welcome you back here to Harrisburg as we are set for a kickoff between Pierre and Harrisburg. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as you are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Greg, this is shaping up to be a good matchup. And you look up and down the schedule for Pierre, you're going to see a lot of really good games this year. But I think the week one, there's always a lot of extra hype to it because it's the first game of the season. However, these two teams and how good these two teams can be at the end of the season, this should be a good one between 11 AA and 11 AAA.
And it's the only AAA team that Pierre will play this year, and so it's a good matchup. You heard Coach Steele say in his interview that this is going to be a good measuring stick, and so it's something that I know when the schedules came out, and I'm sure that the Pierre coaching staff looked at the opportunity to play Harrisburg right out of the box. Some teams may have shrunk from it, but I can tell you that Steve Steele and the rest of this coaching staff looked at that, circled it in red, and said we're going to go after them. We're not going to shy away from this one. And I expect this is going to be a really good game tonight between these two number one teams in 11 AAA and 11 AA.
Harrisburg won the toss. They elect to receive, so they will take the ball first against this Pierre Governor defense. And for Coach Sean Lewis and the rest of the defense, it's going to be a tough one to go against Jacob Knuth and a high-powered Harrisburg offense that scored a lot of points last year, and they're going to be even better this year with Knuth having a senior year.
Absolutely, and so that's going to be the key for Harrisburg. I mean, they've got a lot of weapons. They have a very senior-heavy lineup. 9 seniors starting on the offense for Harrisburg, just a pair of juniors, and then you pair that and compare that to the Governors, who only have 5 seniors starting on the defensive side of the ball. And so if there's a question mark as you talk to the Pierre coaching staff, it might be on the defensive side of the ball, just because that's where they're probably the most inexperienced this year. They feel pretty comfortable about the returnees that they have, especially at the skill positions on the offensive side of the ball. But if the defense can come together and play well, especially early on, or get better as the year goes on, I think this is going to end up being a very good year again for Pierre Governor football.
So the Governors will kick from right to left on your radio dial, or if you're watching us on YouTube at KCCR Sports, we like for you to go and subscribe, and get those alerts so you know exactly when we go live for games, not just by what we say when we're going to go live on the air, but we also go live on YouTube, and we would like for you to watch that as well and enjoy the broadcast with us. The Pierre Governors, again, kicking from right to left. Cole Peterson, who just scored 4 goals in soccer yesterday, he's going to be the kickoff man for the Pierre Governors here tonight. He might have himself a pretty good 2 days here playing 2 different sports, and maybe 3 days going back to soccer tomorrow. Guys are back at the end zone. We are underway as Cole Peterson will kick one deep for the Pierre Governors. It will be dropped at the 8-yard line and then taken out to the near side of the 20 where the man is knocked down, and Harrisburg will start around their own 22-yard line. As
Peyton Blackwelder, 165-pound sophomore on the return for the Tigers.
And Noah Williams with the tackle. As it is going to be 1st and 10 for the 21-yard line, and that is where Harrisburg will have the first possession of the season. Jacob Knuth will come out and be the starting quarterback, who threw for over 2,000 yards, almost 2,500 yards last year. He'll have a 3 wide receiver set out to the left side, 3 down linemen for the Pierre Governors. 1st and 10 from the Harrisburg 21. Knuth in the shotgun formation will look to have a quick pass. The catch is made here on the near side, and it will go for a quick gain. It stayed inbounds when he was tackled. Andrew Walter will make the first catch of the day for the Harrisburg Tigers, and it will be a gain of about 9 to open up the ball game.
And again, senior to senior, Knuth to Walter. You'll see that connection a lot this year for the Harrisburg Tigers. Just kind of a safe out route, and they were able to connect. Just something to probably get the nerves out a little bit.
Knuth will hand the ball off here on 2nd and 1, going outside the left tackle, getting a first down, and then thrown down hard around the 38-yard line. A gain of about 8, and it will be a first down as it was Gavin Ross that had the first handoff given to him. We'll call a gain of 9.
Ross, one of the 2 juniors in the starting lineup for Harrisburg, along with one of the rotating tight ends, Aiden Foley, number 87. But again, very senior-dominated lineup on this offensive side of the ball for the Tigers.
1st and 10 for the 39-yard line, still in Harrisburg territory. Minute gone by here in the first quarter of the first game of the 2021 season. Another handoff for Ross. He'll move his way up the middle of the field as he'll be tackled, but falling forward to the 44-yard line, a gain of a 5, and it's now 2nd and 5.
And Harrisburg has been effective, and they have a very big offensive line going 270, 290, 235, 260, and 285 across the front. Governors counter with 215, 275, and 220 on the defensive front 3.
2nd and about 5. We'll call it maybe 2nd and 6 here for the Harrisburg Tigers. Shotgun formation for Knuth again. He'll look over the field. He's going to throw it long, looking for a man. The catch is made, and there he goes for a touchdown. Lincoln Carlson makes the catch. He'll take it all the way down for a touchdown, a 56-yard touchdown reception from Knuth to Carlson, and it took a minute and 43 seconds for the first score of the game for the Harrisburg Tigers.
Yeah, and just a fly route right down the middle of the field, and Knuth stood back in the pocket, didn't get a lot of pressure from the Pierre defensive line, and had all kinds of time, and Carlson just able to beat the defender by about three steps, and it was a pretty easy pitch and catch for the Minnesota-bound quarterback, Jacob Knuth.
And that is a 4-play drive that went 79 yards for the Harrisburg Tigers, and it did not even take 2 minutes off the clock. And it will be a chance for the extra point for Bryce Soley, as the kick is up, and it will be good, and it is a 7-0 lead with 10:17 left to go here in the first quarter. We step aside for a minute. You're listening to, step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
So not really the start that the Pierre Governors were hoping for, as it was a 4-play, 79-yard drive and a 56-yard throw and catch from Jacob Knuth to Lincoln Carlson. And it is a quick 7-0 lead here for the Harrisburg Tigers. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. And now it's time for the Pierre Governor offense to try and counter. And this, now I say it wasn't the start that the Governor defense was hoping for, and of course it's not, but this game could be a shootout. I mean, we could see if the offense can click, can make the catches, because Keno's will throw a lot today. If he can make those if the receivers can catch the ball, this could be a shootout here tonight.
And that's the thing we talked a little bit about in the pregame is that the Governor coaching staff feels pretty confident in the offense that they're going to put out on the field tonight as well as throughout the year. So we'll see if that early season handicapping is spot on.
As the kick will go into the end zone behind Brock Mosier, and that will be a touchback as we welcome the Pierre Governor offense to the field. Lincoln Keno is the starting quarterback. Brock Mosier in the backfield. He's wearing number 39 tonight. Cade Kaiser, Jack Merkwan are the receivers, along with Matt Hansen. Jet Zabel, the tight end. Kyle Albertson, Gary Nedved, Gavin Stotts, Matthew Coverdale, and Jaden Flora, the offensive lineman for this Pierre Governor offense. And we'll see how quickly Lincoln Keno's will throw the football, not just in the first play, but also just how quickly he throws it during the first play. Empty backfield here. 4 receivers, 3 receivers out to the right side, along with the tight end. Mosier will move in motion, go to the right, and quick back to the left side. Keno's will look to pass. Keno's will throw it over the middle, looking for Zabel. The catch is made over the middle, all the way down the 45-yard line. A gain of 25 for the sophomore in his first catch of the season.
Yeah, and just a seam route. Zabel coming out of the tight end position. Governor's going with a spread offensive line. There's about 3 to 4 feet between each offensive lineman, and so they kind of spread the field a little bit. Zabel just coming out of the tight end position, going right down the middle of the field, and he's a big target at 6'4", 215, 25-yard gain for the Governors, working with the wind here in the first quarter.
Mosier will go in motion again. Empty backfield. Keno's will roll to the right on the snap. He'll throw over the middle, and the catch again will be made by Jet Zabel, and it's going to be 1st and 10 again. Boy, he's wearing number 12, looking like Reagan Bolwick here in the first couple of catches for Jet Zabel as a sophomore is able to find a couple of grabs. That one is going to be a gain of 12.
If Jet Zabel can replicate the career of Reagan Bolwick, that'll be quite a statement.
He's got a lot of shoes to fill wearing that number, and he's got a lot of shoes to fill with his 2 older brothers that had a pretty good Pierre Governor career on the football field and throughout sports. But Zabel with 2 catches to open up offensively for the Pierre Governors. 1st and 10 from the Harrisburg, now 43-yard line. Keno's again with empty backfield, throws it down the right sideline. The catch is made, and a touchdown for the Governors. Merkwan makes the catch in the end zone for a touchdown, and the Pierre Governors waste no time. 2 minutes later, or actually a minute later, answer right back, and the Governors are an extra point away from tying this ball game up. Merkwan a 43-yard catch, and Keno's goes 3 for 3 on the drive.
Yeah, and that was just a pretty ball because it was Merkwan going down the far sideline just on a go route, and he had a defender with him stride for stride, and Keenholz threw it into a really small window, hit Merkwan right in stride, just waltzes into the end zone. And
Cole Peterson, the extra point. Kick is going to be good, and we are tied 7-7 with only 9:11 left to go here in the first quarter. We've haven't played 3 minutes. We've seen the 2 passing touchdowns. You want a shootout? You're probably going to get one. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Quick 4-play, 80-yard drive, 43-yard touchdown grab from Jack Merkwan, and we are tied 7-7. As Cole Peterson, who made the extra point, he will now kick it deep again. He just kicked it deep not even 3 minutes ago on the game clock. We've played 11 minutes in total of actual time, and we haven't even taken 3 minutes off the clock quite yet of this first quarter. Peterson on the kickoff out towards the end zone, and it will go in the end zone, so that will be a touchback. Well, we might see some powerful legs here between these 2 kickers. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Harrisburg Tigers with a 7-7 tie here in the first quarter.
86 degrees at kickoff today here at Harrisburg Tiger Field, just outside of the booming community of Harrisburg. 86 degrees, wind out of the south. at 7 miles an hour. This field goes north to south. So right now the Tigers are moving left to right on your YouTube dial or on your radio dial. They are moving to the south. So they're actually moving into what little wind there is here tonight.
Two receivers out to the right side. Handoff for Ross as he'll go up the middle. He's upended. And Ross, on 3 runs so far, has had himself a pretty good start. That's a gain of 4 to the 24. As the 18 yards on 3 carries, Deegan Huska on the tackle for the Governors.
Harrisburg wearing the maroon tops, white numbers, white pants, maroon helmets with I believe it's a maroon tiger, or I believe it's maroon numbers on the helmets. The Governors, white tops, white pants, green numbers, green helmets.
2nd and 6 from the 24. Man goes in motion, and here's Knuth with a pass on the screen pass, and it's dropped by Ross. And the Governors were all over Knuth, but Ross was wide open, and I think he knew it. He could sense how open he was, but dropped it before he started to run.
Yeah, Ross was wide open, and he had three big rhinos in front of him, and he would have gone a long way if he would have just caught that ball. So a big break for the Governors right there, that they didn't find themselves really trying to run down Gavin Ross.
7-7 is our score. 8:32 left to go here in the first quarter. 3rd and 6 from the Harrisburg 24-yard line. Ross goes in motion. Now an empty backfield here for Knuth. He'll look to his left. The throw is over, and that one is dropped again. That one went through the hands and maybe through the sunlight as well, and it will be incomplete, and it's 4th down. And now we'll have our first decision on maybe potentially seeing a shootout. And, of course, I say that, and we might be 7-7 by the time this game gets close to being over with. I don't foresee that, but it will be a punting situation here for the Harrisburg Tigers, and you got to be pretty happy if you're Sean Lewis defensively. A couple passes that probably should have been caught, but you'll take any defensive stop you can get, especially early on in the year.
Yeah, and again, like you said, John, on that last attempted pass from Knuth to Andrew Walter out on the far sideline, Walter had to look back into the sun, and that may have played a role in that incompletion.
So as it will be Bryce Sully to come on to punt the ball away, and you can never underestimate a good offensive team to maybe go for a fake punt, but he will punt it away from his own 24. 2 guys were back, and they're going to let the ball drop. Everybody's going to get out of the way for the Governors. It's going to take a little bit of a Harrisburg roll, but it is a punt from the Tigers, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Governors from their own 35-yard line. That's a huge stop defensively for the Governors here in the first quarter. As now we'll see what the Governors can do in their second offensive drive. Lincoln Kienholz went 3 for 3, 80 yards on those 3 passes, 2 to Zabel for 37, and 43 to Jack Merquant for those 80 yards in the first drive of the game for the Pierre Governors. And you're going to see Kienholz fill up that pass attempt sheet very quickly in every single game, especially in the first half of every single game. Kienholz empty backfield again, 3 receivers out to the left side. On the snap, Kienholz will look to pass. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to take off with it. Out here on the near side again. He'll dive forward towards the 44-yard line, a gain of 9. And Kienholz's first run is a good one to bring up 2nd and short here for the Governors.
And that, I think, was part of the real maturity of Lincoln Kienholz last year, was about half to 2/3 of the way through the season when he really learned that when he would put his head down and really try to make yardage, he really became that dual threat quarterback, and that's when his game really took off. And so the Governors are going to be pretty pass happy this year, but you can't forget about Lincoln Kienholz as a runner, even though the Governors are going to go a lot of empty backfield this year.
7:30 left to go here in the first quarter. 7-7 is their score. 2nd and 1. 5 seconds left to go on the play clock. Mosier will come in motion, and they will have a false start on the Governors as the clap from Kienholz. You can maybe hear that if you're listening, or you can probably see it on YouTube. The clap from Kienholz, and everybody moved except for the center, Matthew Coverdale, and it will be a false start, and it's going to be 2nd and 6 now here for the Governors, back to their own 39-yard line. And this is Matthew Coverdale's first game varsity-wise for the Pierre Governors, and at center as well. And you're, by the way, you're going up against a nose tackle, Jordan Larson, I believe is going to be going to South Dakota State next year. So have fun with that, and also make sure you're not too nervous about it, too. That first drive, you didn't notice him at all. That's how good that offensive line was, but it's now 2nd and 6. And the snap to the right side for Kienholz. He'll try and take it inside the right tackle. He'll dive and get right back. The ball came on the floor, and it is going to be, though, ruled down, and it's going to be a gain of 5. Right back to where it's going to be 3rd and 1. Right back again now to the 44-yard line in Pierre territory. This becomes a big third down for the Governors.
Yeah, and back to your comment about Jordan Larson and how Matthew Coverdale may have his hands full. Let's not forget the fact that Jordan Larson also is 290 pounds.
Yeah, and that also doesn't really help too much. But it's 3rd and 1 from the 44-yard line. Empty backfield here for Keenholz. He'll clap once, no snap. He'll get a look back to the coaching staff. They'll take his time down to 10 seconds on the play clock. 6:20 to go here in the first quarter. 7-7 is our score. Keenholz will take the snap. It's a design run all the way. He'll pick up that 1 yard that he needs. He'll pick up 2 yards to the 46-yard line. So a big gain of 2 on 3rd and 1, and the Governors pick up their first third down conversion of the evening.
And again, Keenholz is a very effective runner, but one of the things that you do when you make your quarterback a dual threat like that, you expose him to a lot of big hits, especially in AA and AAA football. So one of the keys for success this year for the Governors is making sure that Lincoln Keenholz stays upright and stays healthy.
3 receivers out to the left side, empty backfield here for the Governors. Keenholz will look to pass, looking to his left. He'll throw it downfield, looking again to the near sideline, and it will fall incomplete. A couple of battles over there on the near side. Merquan was the intended receiver, and it will be now 2nd and 10. First incompletion from Lincoln Keenholz here tonight.
Merquan covered up by number 8, Carter Barenfoos, 175-pound senior, the only senior starter in this Harrisburg Tiger backfield. They also start a pair of juniors and a sophomore. So if there's any youth on the field at any time for this Harrisburg team, that's where it is.
2nd and 10 from the Governor 46-yard line. Mosier will go in motion for an empty backfield. Keenholz look to pass over the middle, and that one's going to be dropped, as it was Merquan again, the intended target, just couldn't make the catch, and it's now 3rd and 10, and here's a big third down again for both Harrisburg and Pierre. Much different than a 3rd and 1 that the Governors had moments ago. Let's see if the Governors can go 2 for 2 on a third down. 5:34 left to go here in the first quarter, and a 7-7 tie.
Yeah, an unfortunate drop there by Merquan, because coming on a crossing route, had him in stride, and he had some momentum, was starting to run away from about 3 Harrisburg defenders. If he makes that catch, he's got a little green in front of him and likely able to make the first down and more.
Keenholz will look to pass on an empty backfield. He's going to throw it one-on-one down the field, up and caught for a touchdown again for the Pierre Governors. 13-7 with 5:25 left to go. Jack Merquan again has got his second touchdown grab. That one, it came of 56 yards. And the Governors, 54 yards, and the Governors lead 13-7, have their first lead of the evening with 5:25 to go.
Exact same play they ran on that first TD pass, just the same route. Merquan down the far sideline on a go route and right over top of Tim Bishop, the 165-pound junior for the Tigers. And so Governors may have found a weakness that they're able to exploit at least early on here.
And Cole Peterson, the extra point is blocked, so it is just going to be 13-7. But the Governors lead for the first time over the top team in 11 AAA, according to the polls. And the Governors lead at 13-7. 5:25 left to go here in the first quarter. We step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites has Midwestern charm and unprecedented attention to detail that provides the perfect getaway. The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites provides a complimentary deluxe continental breakfast featuring hot waffles, biscuits, and gravy. They also have an indoor children's water playland, whirlpool and fitness center, and a beautiful backyard patio with seasonal fire pits. Everyone deserves a night away. Call 605-494-2582 to make your reservation today. The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites. Experience luxury in the heart of South Dakota.
As we welcome you back, it was a 6-play, 65-yard drive, and it was capped off with a 56-yard touchdown grab for the Pierre Governors and from Jack Merquan, as the Govs now lead it by a score of 13-7. As Cole Peterson's extra point was blocked, but the Govs have their first lead. And oh, by the way, Jack Merquan only has a total of 2 catches for 99 yards to open up the season.
And 2 touchdowns.
And 2 touchdowns to go on top of that. That one's a kick that will go in the back of the end zone, and it will be another touchback, and it's 1st and 10 here for the Harrisburg Tigers, trailing for the first time in this ball game.
Yeah, not a bad start for Lincoln Keenholz, and hard to believe, but maybe even a better start for Jack Merkwan.
Right. He's been targeted now 4 times so far in this game, and he's got 2 catches for 99 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's Aaron Booth efficient right now to start this season. And a shout out to Aaron Booth, who will be playing some college baseball this year. I don't know if anybody could have as good of a career in terms of how many catches for touchdowns that Aaron Booth had for the Pierre Governors. Ross goes in motion. He'll go out wide to the right side. Knuth with an empty backfield. A throw over the near side. The catch is going to be made. That one was caught by Walter. And the third different receiver to make a catch, as it'll be a gain of about 7.
Walter just with a 7-yard in, just sat down right at 7 yards, and Knuth with a really strong arm. No way for any Governor defender to step in front of that, because it didn't take long for that fastball to get out of Knuth's arm and into Walter's midsection.
As a 2nd and 3 here for Harrisburg. A handoff up the middle for Ross. He'll break through the first line, the defensive line, and get in the secondary. The tackle made at the 35-yard line, a gain of 8. Strand was there on the tackle, and it's a first down here for Harrisburg. 26 yards on 4 carries right now for Gavin Ross.
Jacob Mayer also in on the tackle for the Governors, one of the returnees on this Governor defense who brings some experience and some playing time from 2020 with him.
1st and 10 from the Harrisburg 35-yard line. Knuth hands off again for Ross. Haven't seen play action yet. Ross will break free into the secondary. There he goes, and there he goes down the field. Gavin Ross with 1 man to beat. He'll spin off of a tackle, but he is thrown down as the Governors were able to keep that from going into the end zone, as it was trying to see what number that was that made the tackle for Pierre. And it's number 8, but we don't have a number 8 in our program. But it is going to be 1st and goal now for Harrisburg, as a 40-yard run that will get all the way down to the 15-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 for the 5.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I think the Tigers may be able to expose on the Governors tonight, is they have that really big offensive line, and they may be able to take advantage of the fact that the Governors are a little bit undersized up front.
High formation here. Ross gets another handoff, and Ross will take it to the 6-yard line, a gain of 9. Jaden Wiebe will make the tackle. So Wiebe was the one that made the tackle over there. It was not number 8, it was number 0 that made that tackle. So Wiebe's made the last couple of tackles here for the Governors, but it is 2nd and 1 from the 6-yard line now, as Harrisburg's threatening to try and tie this game up with a quick score. 3:30 to go here in the first quarter. I formation again, receiver out to the left side. They'll put the tight end in motion to the right of the offensive line. A toss to the backfield for Ross. He slips through one tackler. He gets a first down. He'll get inside the 3-yard line to the 2-yard line. A gain of 4, and it's 1st and goal now for Harrisburg. And this is where the Governors, the last couple of years, have been very, very good of being able to hold the teams without scoring.
And the other thing is, especially if you get into a physical game like Harrisburg is going to want to play tonight, the heat is going to be a factor. 86 degrees at kickoff.
As Knuth will sneak it himself and will get in 1st and goal from the 2 with 2:56 to go. Harrisburg has tied the game up on Knuth's first run, and it is a touchdown for the quarterback. And an extra point away from reclaiming the lead here in the first quarter.
And just a very efficient drive from the Tigers. Just took the ball on the touchback after the Pierre kickoff and just marched right down the field. Leaned a little more heavily on the run that time on that possession than they did in the previous possessions, and so they may have found a little bit of a secret for their own success tonight in terms of utilizing Gavin Ross, the 200-pound junior running back.
So here's Bryce Soley that will go on for the extra point to try and reclaim the lead for Harrisburg. The kick is up, and that will go straight through the upright. So with 2:56 left to go here in the first quarter, it is a 14-13 lead now for the Harrisburg Tigers. We step aside for 30 seconds and listen to Pierre Governor football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Oahe Federal Credit Union, their recreation loan special is back and better than ever with rates as low as 2.55% APR, 90 days, no payments, and terms up to 15 years. Apply online at www.oahefcu.coop or pick up an application at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierce. Some exclusions may apply. See the website for more details.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
It is a 14-13 lead for the Harrisburg Tigers. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as we still play here in the first quarter with just 2:56 left to go. And Greg, one thing that, unless we didn't really notice it because of a touchdown or anything, but no heat timeout. There was no mandatory water break that we thought maybe would be the case because it is a still rather warm night. It's in the 80s for this evening, but however, no mandatory water break, and maybe they also know that we might be seeing a lot of touchdowns, so maybe these teams don't need the water break because they're going to get water on the sideline fairly quickly as Bryce Sully will kick it off and will kick it deep for the Pierre Governors. That one will go all the way back now near the 5-yard line. It'll be grabbed by Jaden Wiebe. And Wiebe will slip. He'll spin through one tackle, and then he'll be wrapped up inside the 20-yard line at the 17. So the Pierre Governors will have their worst starting field position so far in this ball game. They'll start from their own 17 as they look to now go 3 for 3 on drives to try and score again.
And again, the Pierre offense has been very successful tonight in moving the ball. I mean, right now, this, like we talked about in the open, I think Coach Steve Steele was hoping to not get into a shootout, but it certainly is indicating like it's going to come down to whichever team scores last, the way this thing's going right now.
As it'll be 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line, an empty backfield here for the Pierre Governors. Keenels with 3 receivers out to the right side. He'll throw over for a screen pass. The catch is made, and being wrapped up immediately is Matt Hansen, as his first catch will actually go for a loss back to the 15-yard line, a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
Yeah, just the first screen pass of the day for the Governors, and those, because of the distance that ball has to travel, even though you're not throwing the ball downfield, kind of a slow developing play. Tigers were able to cover up that one pretty well and resulted in a loss of 2 for the Govs.
So 2nd and 12 here for Pierre with 3 receivers bunched over on the near side. Mosier will go in motion, go right back over to that spot, and Keenels will now avoid one man. He'll step up in the pocket. He'll roll outside the pocket, and he's got enough room to pick up a first down. He gets out of bounds with a gain of 13, and the Pierre Governors have a first down. Nice play from the junior quarterback. And that's, you mentioned, too, that when he puts his head down and runs, he can get to that spot. And what Keenels does really well, we saw when he came in and replaced Garrett Stout after games were out of the way in 2019, that Keenels is a very quick runner in football.
Absolutely, he's got good speed. I mean, he's just a very, very good athlete. If you've been around Pierre athletics, you know about how good Lincoln Keenels is on the basketball court. You know how good he is on the baseball field, and he can just be good at just about anything he puts his mind to.
There's a completed pass over the middle for Cade Kaiser, and then he fumbled the football, and the Harrisburg Tigers take over, and they're going to try and return this all the way down the 15-yard line, where he's going to be tackled by Mosier and Keenels. And it will be, as Kaiser is slow to get up, but it is a turnover from the Governors, and Harrisburg has the ball inside the Governor 15-yard line, right back to the red zone.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Just a big hit on Cade Kaiser, the 6'2", 175-pound sophomore, and the first time he touches the ball this year on the varsity side, and just got the recipient of a big physical hit and coughed up the ball, unfortunately, and so Harrisburg gets the first big break of the game as they take advantage of that turnover, have the ball inside the Gov red zone down at the Pierre 13-yard line.
So as quickly as the Harrisburg Tiger offense got off, they get right back on, although we've kind of been seeing that so far this game, as it is 1:46 to go in the first quarter and a 14-13 lead for the Tigers. Knuth looking to pass. He'll look to his right. He'll dump it off. Ross dropped it and went right through the midsection, and it'll fall incomplete. Knuth is now 3 for 6 so far, was for 71 yards in this opening quarter, with just 1:42 left remaining in the opening quarter. We're just at 6:32. We started an hour earlier than what we normally will. Other than Thursday night games, we'll have 7 o'clock kickoffs for the rest of the season up until that final week of the year. But a 6 o'clock kickoff here, so we're almost to the end of the first quarter. Knuth will look to pass. He'll throw again for Ross. The catch is made, and inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Ross makes the catch. Wiebe along with the tackle, along with Gavin Stotts is over there. And it will be now third down and medium here for the Harrisburg Tigers.
So far, a pretty clean game. We're almost all the way through the first quarter, and we just have the one motion penalty on the Governors, just that 5-yarder. Otherwise, the laundry stayed in the pockets of the officials so far.
3rd and 4 from the 7-yard line. As Knuth with a design run, he'll try and get into the end zone. He'll power his way in, needing just to barrel over one man, and right at the goal line, so he was easily in. And Jacob Knuth with his second rushing touchdown has made it a 20-13 lead now for the Harrisburg Tigers in this first quarter with 1:03 to go.
Josh Strand coming on a blitz from the far side. He got picked up by Gavin Ross, and actually Ross ended up being a lead blocker for Knuth. And once he was able to kick Josh Strand out, then Knuth pretty much had a cakewalk into the end zone from there.
So Soley now will kick for the extra point to try and give Harrisburg an 8-point lead here in the first quarter over the Pierre Governors. Soley on for the extra point. The kick is up, and that one will be good. It's 21-13 with 1:03 left to go here in the first quarter. Still a one-possession game between Pierre and Harrisburg, but they do lead by 8 to the Tigers. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
First United Methodist Church would like to take this time to wish the Pierre Governors great success in this sports season. Athletic competition builds skills, leadership, teamwork, and provides lifelong lessons in character development. I'm Pastor Greg, and I invite you to join us for meaningful worship, personal growth, and compassionate fellowship. For a list of worship times and upcoming events, visit our website, pierrefirstumc.org, or our Facebook page, Pierre First United Methodist Church.
It is 21-13. Harrisburg had a 3-play drive that went only 13 yards after the fumble where he's recovered and taken to the 13-yard line. A 2-yard touchdown run from Jacob Knuth, who has run the ball twice for a total of 9 yards, and he scored twice so far. So a 7-yard run from Jacob Knuth has made it a 21-13 lead for now the Harrisburg Tigers. Mosier and Wiebe are back deep here for the Governors as Soley will set to kick things off again. We're going into their 4th possession for the Pierre Governors. 4 possessions per quarter, maybe, for each team. We're going to see a lot of football, a lot of plays, offensive plays be made, as that one will be kicked deep near the end zone, and the catch is made right at the end zone from Mosier. He'll take it out to about the 15-yard line, and that is where the Governors will take over at their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, just a perfectly placed kick from Bryce Soley, the returning All-State honorable mention kicker in 11 AAA, and Mosier had to set up and kind of make the decision whether he was maybe going to try to let that ball go into the end zone. Took the safe route, made the catch, brought it out to the 15-yard line. So the Govs will put the ball in play there, 1st and 10 from their own 15. 58 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
Knowles again will have an empty backfield. Mosier's the listed tailback, but he has been lined up as a receiver so far in every single play. Knowles will look to pass. He's going to try to avoid a sack, but he is going to go down. And the first time that the Harrisburg Tiger defense has gotten to Knowles in the backfield, and it'll be a loss of 3 back to the 12-yard line, and it's 2nd and 13.
Timon Long, the near side linebacker, 190-pound senior, came flying in from his near side linebacker spot. Wasn't sure if it was a designated blitz or not, but Knowles stepped up, almost was able to avoid the tackle, but Long made a nice grab, stuck an arm out, and was able to bring Knowles down for a loss of about 3.
2nd and 13 here from the Governor 12-yard line. Knowles will look to pass here. He'll step up in the pocket. He'll shed one tackler. He'll get some positive yards. He'll slide down at around the 19-yard line. So it'll be a gain of about 7. And it's now 3rd down and 6 here for the Governors. And this is you don't want to go two possessions down here unless you're going to make it a one-possession game. And we'll have ourselves the end of the first quarter. It'll be 3rd down for the Pierre Governors. Governor with a 3rd and 6 upcoming to open up the second quarter. We step aside for a minute. Harrisburg leads Pierre 21-13 after the end of the first. You listen to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wagner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wagner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WagnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wagner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WagnerAuto.com or stop by Wagner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heatolator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heatolator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heatolator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
As we welcome you back here, it's a 21-13 lead for the Harrisburg Tigers after the first quarter. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean.
Score update from Aberdeen in 11AA. Aberdeen Central, with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, leads Douglas 35-0 at Howard Wood Field. Sioux Falls Jefferson in their inaugural game leads Sioux Falls Washington early in the second quarter 10-0. And down in 11A, none of those games have started yet. Neither have any of the games in 11B. And in 9A, we have a final. Harriet Selby area 32, Lemon McIntosh 16 in 9AA.
So it's 3rd and 6 here for the Pierre Governors to open up the second quarter. They trail by 8. It's 3rd and 6 on their own 19-yard line. This is a big third down here for the Pierre Governors. You don't want to end this. You don't want to get this drive going down by and potentially go down by 2 scores if you can't get a defensive stop. So with 12 minutes back in the clock, we start the second quarter as the Governors will move from left to right on your radio dial and on your screen on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Empty backfield here for Keenels. He'll step up in the pocket. He'll shed a tackler. He's got enough for a first down. Out to the 30, 35, 40. He'll try and cut it back to the far side hash, and he's going to be tackled around the 43, 44-yard line. A gain of about 25 for Keenels, and it's 1st and 10 on a big third down conversion.
Yeah, and Harrisburg came with a full-out blitz from their linebackers, and Keenos was able to step up and just avoid the rush. And once he got through that first level, he had a whole lot of green in front of him and was able to turn it into a 25-yard gain, and that's a big first down for the Governors.
63 yards now on the ground for Lincoln Keenels. He's the only guy to rush the ball here on 7 attempts as it's 1st and 10 from the Governor 43. Keenels will look to pass. He'll throw the wide open Brock Mosier, but it is thrown short, and it drops and skips into Mosier's hands, and it'll be just the 3rd incompletion of the day for Lincoln Keenels. He's now 6 for 9 for 142 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, ball that was just a little bit underthrown to Mosier here on the near sidelines, and unfortunately, because Mosier had a couple of blockers out in front of him, kind of an out route, almost kind of a bubble screen, and if he catches that ball, he's got the ability to make some positive yards.
2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line. Empty backfield, 3 receivers out to the right side for Keenels. On a high snap, he'll bobble the snap, but he's able to recover. He's looking to pass, rolling now to his right. Still rolling, throws, and that one skips on the turf, and it will fall incomplete as he was looking for Matthew Hansen. And it will now be 3rd and 10 from the 43-yard line. And another big third down here for Pierre.
I think what we've seen out of Lincoln Keenholz is the fact that he's growing more comfortable in the pocket with each passing week, and his awareness in the pocket gets better and better every week. After that bobble snap, he pirouetted, did a 180, and was able to come back and was able to gather himself and step out of the pocket, avoid the rush, and almost came up with a completion to Matthew Hansen on that play.
11:15 left to go here in the second quarter. Empty backfield here on 3rd and 10. Keenels will look across. That pass is going to bring out a flag, incomplete, and a defensive pass interference as it was Jack Merkwan that was the intended receiver, and the bump got there just a little bit before Merkwan could get over to try and make a catch, and that will end up being a pass interference as that will go against Kay Larson. And no mic on the referee, so it is a pass interference, a 15-yard gain, and a 1st and 10 here for the Governors, so they pick it up on the penalty.
Yeah, and that's a good call because Merkwan on the post route coming across into the middle of the field and just before that the ball arrived, it wasn't a big bump. It wasn't anything that was really flagrant, but it was enough to kind of interfere and bump Merkwan just off the route a little bit, and unfortunately for Harrisburg, it was done wide out in open space, and so it was really hard to miss for the officials.
So 11-10 left to go here in the second quarter. 3 receivers out to the right side. Governors have picked up 2 third downs, 1 on the ground and 1 by penalty. And it's 1st and 10 for the Harrisburg 42. 3 receivers here on the near side. Merkwan, the lone receiver, out on the left side. Empty backfield for Keno's. 4 down linemen for Harrisburg. Quick throw in a pass that was a screen pass for Hansen, and that is dropped. And one thing that Coach Steve Steele said is that if the Governors can catch the football, they're going to find themselves in this ball game. While Keno's is now 6 for 11, so he's had 5 incompletions and has missed his last 3. The Governors cannot drop the football on open catches like that.
And that's the problem so far is of those 5 incompletions, about 3 or maybe 4 of them have been drop balls. I mean, and so Keenholz has been on target far more than he has missed so far, and that's a good sign. I mean, overall, that's a good sign for the Governors.
Keenholz will make a design run to the right side, past the tackle, and he's unable to get past the tackler, and we'll have a flag coming in right at the end of the play, and it could be against the Governors, would be against Brecken Kruger if it is against the Governors, if it's going to be a block in the back. And I didn't see anything on the tackle that would indicate that it would be against Harrisburg. And it is going to be against Pierre, so Coach White will Brandon White will talk about whether they want to accept it or decline it and be 3rd and 10 or maybe 2nd and 20. And it is going to go against the Governors, and they're going to back it off as a block in the back. So it's going to be 2nd down and long here for Pierre. So it'll be 2nd and 20 from the now Pierre 48-yard line. And that's a tough penalty, the second time that the Governors have been caught on a penalty.
2nd down and 20 at the Governors' 48-yard line.
And one that wasn't going to make a difference in the play. And, again, that's an early season penalty. I think that's one that Brecken Kruger doesn't make at the end of the season, but one that you see probably made quite often from not just him, but from everybody early on in the year. 2nd and 20 from the 48-yard line, 10:40 to go here in the second quarter. Keno's with 3 receivers out the left side. The pass is caught by Jet Zabel. He'll try and get through. He stiff arms a man to the ground. He'll be able to fight off of another tackler and ends up getting to the 48-yard line now, 49-yard line of the Harrisburg Tigers. But it's going to be 3rd down and very long now. So a 3rd and 17 for Pierre.
Yeah, just an underneath route, kind of a crossing route as Zabel slipped out from his tight end position and just underneath one of the wide receivers coming back across the middle and kind of a safe pass designed to try to get back not all of that 10-yard penalty, but be able to get some of it. They got 3 of that 10, but the Govs are now in 3rd and very long.
With 10:33 to go here in the second quarter, a 3rd and 17, trying to pick up a 3rd down for the 3rd time in this possession. Here's a look for the pass for Keenholz. He'll throw. The catch is going to be made here on the near side of the near hash, and it will be 4th down and about 8. And where you're sitting at, Cade Kaiser made the catch. Good to see you back in the game. And where we're sitting at right now, and maybe are they going to send out the punting unit, or are they sending out Cole Peterson to try for a very long field goal? Because where you're at, it's almost to the point where I think they're going to punt the ball away. And you never know here. You never know what you might try and call for Coach Steve Steele. But it was a gain of 9 for Kaiser.
Especially with Lincoln Keenholz being the punter for this 2021 Governor unit. When you've got your quarterback back there, the playbook, especially the trick playbook, gets expanded.
So it's 4th and 8 from the Pierre the Harrisburg 40-yard line, and Keenholz will punt the ball away, trying to play some field position. It's high up in the air. A fair catch is going to be called. It's not going to be grabbed, and then the Governors will end up putting it into the end zone, so it will be a touchback because Cade Kaiser tried to grab onto it, but he's got to grab onto it and hold himself without getting across the line, the goal line, so it will be 1st and 20 now here for Harrisburg.
Yeah, an unfortunate break for the Governors, and a nice decoy from the Harrisburg punt return team, waved the fair catch signal decoyed several of the Governor coverage unit. Ball landed about 5 to 7 yards away from where the punt returner was waving for the fair catch, and that was just enough time to allow that ball to get deep towards the goal line, and unfortunately Kaiser just wasn't able to corral it as it slid over the goal line for the touchback.
9:34 left to go here in the second quarter. 3 receivers out to the right side from the shotgun here for Canute. He'll have play action. He's going to be nearly wrapped up. He'll look and he'll throw to a wide open receiver. The catch is made on the far sideline. The Governors were that close to getting a sack, but instead it will be to Caden Tuttle. And we do have a flag at the line of scrimmage, though, and it'll probably be a hold on Harrisburg. That's where you usually see those holds. And that where Canute made that play happen, and why you see him going to be a Big Ten quarterback, that's a fantastic play from the receiver, is an ineligible receiver downfield for the Harrisburg Tigers. So it'll be a penalty, and it's still going to be first down, but it's going to be a loss of 5 back to the 15.
Yeah, and Gov's got a little bit of a break right there because the completed pass would have been more than enough for a first down. But again, Jacob Knuth, Big Ten quality athlete, able to get away from the Governor rush and was able to set himself and throw a strike downfield about 15 yards downfield to Caden Tuttle, who got the ball and was able to step out of bounds, but the penalty takes care of that.
As Knuth now will look to pass, he's going to step up, avoid a sack. He's going to throw it up over the middle. It's in stride. The catch is made, and there goes the next man, Lincoln Carlson, for his second catch and second touchdown. This one goes for 85 yards to Lincoln Carlson. And Harrisburg has built a 2-possession lead here in the first half.
Yeah, and the Govs were caught on a blitz, and so that puts you in man-to-man coverage back in the secondary. And Carlson was just able to sneak behind the secondary and got about 4 or 5 yards behind the deepest Governor defender. And Knuth, with the quality arm that he is and the experience that he has, just able to loft it up over top, hit Carlson in stride, and then it's just a foot race to the end zone, and Carlson's going to win that one every day with that kind of head start.
As Bryce Soley on for the extra point to try and put the Tigers up by 15 here in the first half. A snap is good, the kick is up, and that one is good. 28-13. Pierre Governors trail with 9:12 left to go in the first half. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zanders has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zanders, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories. Go Govs!
So it is now 28-13 in favor of the Harrisburg Tigers. That goes as a one-play drive with the penalty. It's a one official play for the Harrisburg Tigers, and they went for a 85-yard throw and catch from Knuth to Carlson. As I just mentioned to Greg during the commercial break, right now Carlson's got Jack Merkwan beat with 2 catches, 141 yards, two touchdowns, where Merkwan's got 2 catches for 2 touchdowns and only 99 yards. Both are having pretty good days to open up the season. Right now, Carlson's team enjoying a little bit more than what probably Merkwan's enjoying it, down by 15.
Yeah, and it's just, kind of the game that maybe we had expected, hadn't necessarily hoped for, but right now the Governors find themselves in a 2-touchdown hole. They do get the ball back, but you hate to say that this is a big possession this early in the game. We've got 9:12 to go here in the second quarter, but the Governors can't afford to find themselves down by too many more scores if they're going to find a way to try to win this game.
That kickoff goes through the uprights from Bryce Soley. Tells you how big of a boot that Bryce Soley has. I know he's got a running start, but that's a field goal that's good for 3 points from the 40-yard line.
That's a 70-yard field goal.
Yeah, that's telling you how good it is. Obviously, it doesn't go for actual 3 points, but that's a pretty good kick. And it's a 28-13 lead for Harrisburg with 9:12 left to go. First and 10 for the 20-yard line. And like Greg just said, you hate to say this is a big drive, but for the Pierre Governors, this is a big drive to try and keep within one possession, because if you don't score here and Harrisburg goes right back down, all of a sudden you're down by 3 possessions, which makes things not feel insurmountable and almost feel insurmountable. As Keenels will look to pass to his left on the shotgun formation. The throw is tipped, and it will fall incomplete. It was thrown behind Brock Mosier. And it will be now Keenels 8 for 14 on the evening.
Mosier coming on the underneath route from the near sideline, just right across the field, or from the far sideline, excuse me. Jet Zabel coming just behind him, going the opposite direction towards the far sideline, and actually Mosier was covered up pretty well. Zabel had a little bit of space between him and his nearest defender. I almost kind of wonder if maybe Keenholz was trying to throw to Zabel, and maybe Mosier got in the way, but irregardless, it'll go down as an incomplete pass.
Mosier comes in motion. Keenels will look to pass. He'll throw in a slant route. That is incomplete, looking for Merquan, and it's now 3rd down and 10. So this defense for Harrisburg has made things a little bit more uncomfortable for the Pierre Governors after the first 2 drives went for touchdowns. And the Governors are now in a dangerous spot. They got to pick up a first down here, 3rd and 10 from their own 20. We saw what happened with the field goal, with the field position last possession. It didn't really work out for the Governors. So if they have to punt the ball away from where they're at, there is no trading field position other than Keenels putting a huge boot to it. 9:01 to go here in the first half. 3rd and 10 from the Governor 20. Keenels look to pass on a screen play. The catch is made. Harrisburg was all over it. No gain for Zabel. And it's going to be 4th down and 10, and the Governors will have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, an attempt at a middle screen there with Zabel kind of sliding over from his tight end position back into the middle of the field, and credit the Tiger defensive line. They stayed at home and were right there and just wrapped up Zabel right away, right as soon as he caught the ball, and the play goes down for no gain, and the Governors are going to have to punt the ball away for the 2nd straight possession.
Carlson and Tryon are the 2 guys that are back deep for Harrisburg. Keenels will punt the ball away. We do have a flag that was thrown at the snap. It will get the Governors going back, and it was a bobbled ball, and it was grabbed then by Carlson at the 37-yard line. So now we'll wait to see what the penalty is, if it will be on the Governors or if it will be on the Tigers. If it's on the Pierre, you would think that they'll probably accept that penalty. Illegal formation going to be going against the Governors, and I think if you're Coach White, or maybe they're going to decline it. So it will be 1st and 10 now here for Harrisburg. So interesting that they wanted to decline it, mostly because but when your offense has gotten 28 points with not even 4 minutes gone by in the second quarter, you're probably saying it doesn't matter where we get the ball, we're going to go down and score again.
Well, and they've scored on 4 of the 5 possessions they've had so far. Just been held in check on that 1 3 and out. So this offense has been clicking pretty well for Harrisburg so far tonight. So yeah, I think if you're Harrisburg, you just want to get your hands back on the ball as quick as you can and try to put more numbers up on that scoreboard.
So Knuth from the shotgun formation with 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. A little shovel pass in front. And Carlson made the catch, and it will be going for a gain of about 4 to the 41-42-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 5. That's actually a catch for Carlson because if the ball is dropped, it's actually going to be an incomplete pass. And teams have figured out to do that because if it's ever bobbled, there's no fumble. It's an incomplete pass because he threw the ball in front of him. Even though it went half a yard, it still went in front of him. So it will be now 2nd and 5 from the 42-yard line. Governors are looking to blitz. Coming in, they read that one perfectly as Ross had the handoff, and he lost it back to the 39-yard line. And it will be now 3rd down and about 8, a loss of 3.
Yeah, Josh Strand just timed that perfectly, coming from his far side outside linebacker position, and timed that snap perfectly, and just blew up the play in the backfield along with help from DeAndre Burnt from the near side.
So here's 3rd and 8 from the 39-yard line in Harrisburg territory with 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Knuth from the shotgun will look to pass to his left. He's looking. He's still looking. He's going to lob it up downfield looking for Ross, and it's going to go over his head, and it will fall incomplete, and the Governors will get a big defensive stand. And we'll see if Harrisburg wants to punt the ball away. It looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
So, yeah, nice coverage by Chase Sarda, running stride for stride with Ross right down the sideline, and Sarda didn't give up the coverage even though he was about 30-40 yards downfield.
So now the Governors, Jacob Knuth, they're going to try and jump the Governors offside. 6:51 to go. It's still fourth down and 8. They're going to go for it. The snap and the pass from Knuth, lobbing it over the middle. The man is wide open. The catch is made, and there goes another touchdown for the Harrisburg Tigers. Andrew Walter will take it all the way to the end zone as it went for 61 yards. On 4th and 8, they go 61 yards for another touchdown, and it's 34-13 now for Harrisburg.
Yeah, and again, just a little bit of a blown coverage in the secondary, and that secondary, again, man gets behind the deepest defender, and the Tigers are able to exploit that, and just Knuth with that Big Ten quality arm just lofted up a ball, and Andrew Walter, probably one of the better wide receivers in South Dakota and one of the better athletes in total, just able to run right underneath it, and 61 yards later, the 5th touchdown of the night for the Harrisburg Tigers.
Extra point is good. 28 straight points now for the Harrisburg Tigers to lead at 35-13 with 6:40 to go here in the first half. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
This is Art from East Pierre Landscape and Garden Center. Did you know we are open 7 days a week? We're your shopping destination rather than simply a producer of nursery plants. We know what plants work in the area and offer high-quality landscape design services, plant materials, handmade outdoor crafts, and high-quality garden art. Let us make your yard and garden one to remember. East Pierre Landscape and Garden Center, east on Highway 34, north of Farm Island in Pierre.
So it is a 35-13 lead for the Harrisburg Tigers. Joe Winkler alongside Greg Dean, as 28 straight have been scored here for Harrisburg in the first half after the Governors took a 13-7 lead. 28 straight have been rattled off by this Harrisburg team, and Pierre was that close, one good play away from getting off the field and being able to try and get back within one possession. And now, if you're Pierre, you would like to maybe take 6:40 off the clock, score a touchdown, and then get the ball to start the second half and score another touchdown, and then you're right back in it. However, you got to be able to score now, and the Govs have been struggled since they fumbled the football, 3 straight empty possessions for Pierre. So it will be Bryce Sully on the kickoff. He put the last one through the goalposts, through the uprights, and Sully again with a line drive kick that will land in the end zone. So we 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. As the Governors, again, with 6:40 to go, trail by now 22. And this, Greg, you mentioned it last possession, but it becomes even now more important to try and score on this possession.
Yeah, and again, I mean, the Governor defense has done some good things tonight, but just when they need to make a play at the right time, it seems like Harrisburg's able to sneak a receiver back behind the defense, and Walter's too good a quarterback to allow that to happen. And right now he's scored or had a hand in all 5 touchdowns tonight for the Harrisburg Tigers. So Coach Steve Steele said early on in the pregame interview, they got to make him uncomfortable, and so far the Governor defense has not been able to do that.
Brock Mosier will get his first handoff of the season as he'll take it from the 20 to about the 24-yard line, a gain of 4 for Mosier. And again, that's the first time that Pierre has kept the ball on the ground other than Lincoln Keenel's 7 rushing attempts so far. So it's 2nd and 6, 6:16 to go here in the first half. Pierre is in a basically a much-needed score situation, down by 22, 35-13 here in the first half, late in the first half. As it is Keenels to get the handoff to Mosier again. He'll try and keep those legs moving. He'll break the tackle, and Mosier goes down the sideline before he's pushed out outside the 35-yard line, right around maybe the 36 is where he goes out. So a gain of about 12 for Mosier. And it will be 1st and 10.
And the Govs showing a little bit of balance here. I mean, so far they've been very much of a pass first, run second offense. And when they've run with designed runs to Lincoln Keenholz. Now showing a little bit of balance by giving Brock Mosier a couple opportunities out of the backfield, trying to make the Harrisburg defense to play a little more straight up.
Keenholz will hand off again to Mosier. He's wrapped up a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage. He got hit pretty hard and it's a gain of about 2 for Mosier, and it's 2nd and 8. Mosier's picked up 18 yards on 3 carries so far for the Governors on this drive.
Mosier is a tough young man, but he's only 5'7" and 140 pounds, and he's running into the teeth of a Harrisburg defense that goes 225, 290, 220 across the front line.
So 2nd and 8 now from the 38. In Pierre territory, 5:20 to go here in the first half. Mosier will go in motion. He'll split out right. Keenels will look to pass. He'll roll to his left. He's going to try and pick up the first down on his feet, and he will get all the way out to the sideline. Nope, they're going to get him out of bounds about 2 yards shy. So a gain of 6 to make it 3rd down and 2 from the 44-yard line.
Jaden Wiebe has checked into the backfield in replace of Brock Mosier. Wiebe the 5'11", 160-pound junior who likely will split time with Mosier in the Governor backfield this year at that running back position.
So it's 3rd and 2 from the 44-yard line. Big 3rd down here for the Governors. Wiebe will get the handoff. He's got the first down as he'll get it out to about the 47-yard line. A gain of 3 for Wiebe, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Pierre.
And the Governors are having some success running the ball. I mean, they kind of had indicated that maybe this was not going to be, certainly not their priority, and also maybe not their forte. But so far on this drive, Brock Mosier, Jaden Wiebe doing a nice job grounding and pounding that ball so far, and the Governors picked up a couple of first downs.
So now Keenels will have an empty backfield here on 1st and 10 from their own 47. Under 5 to go here in the first half. Wiebe will move in motion to the right side of the line. Keenels with the snap. He'll look to pass. He'll look at downfield, looking for Cade Kaiser. He's underthrown, but he makes the catch, and he's down inside the 30-yard line to the 26. He wasn't actually underthrown. He was able to take a step and get his defensive back away from him to make the grab near the 26-yard line.
And that's a big-time play from Cade Kaiser because he was going step for step with Logan O'Connor out of the Harrisburg backfield, and O'Connor really had him pretty well covered, and Kaiser was able to get just a little bit of separation at the end, put his foot in the ground, and was able to go up and get the ball at its highest point, and came down, and the Governors are in business. They're down at the Harrisburg 26-yard line, knocking on the door with just a little over 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
A gain of 26 for Cade Kaiser on that catch. Empty backfield, 3 receivers out to the left side. Keenels will look to pass again, steps up in the pocket. He'll scramble, try and get away. He's going to go down for a sack. But the smart thing that Keenels did, he had the ball in his right hand, and he quickly corralled it with both hands to make sure that ball wasn't going to go on the turf. But he does lose a yard back to the 27-yard line.
Aiden Foley, the 220-pound junior defensive lineman for Harrisburg, in on the sack. The Governors lost 2 on the play, so not a huge loss in terms of yardage, but the Governors now find themselves in 2nd and long at 2nd and 12, now with 3.5 minutes to go towards halftime.
They're down 35-13 here in the second quarter, trying to break a streak of 28 scored in a row from Harrisburg. 2nd and 12 here as Brock Mosier will get the handoff. He'll spin off of a tackle where he almost got sandwiched, but he gets inside the 25 to the 24. So a gain of about 3, and it will be 3rd and 9 now. It's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Governors. Gain of 4.
Mosier kind of made a spin move on Cade Larson, the 200-pound senior returning all-state linebacker for the Tigers, and if Mosier's able to break out of that, he's got a good shot at maybe turning that into a first down because he had a lot of green in front of him.
So it's now 3rd and 8 from the 24-yard line. 2:37 to go here in the first half. Keenels will look to pass with an empty backfield. Steps up in the pocket, throws towards the end zone, looking for Kaiser, up in the air. Kaiser got a foot down. That should be a touchdown catch, and it is for Cade Kaiser. And the Governors are right back in it here as it's now 35-19. And we'll see if the Governors want to go for 2, or maybe they'll go for that just 1 extra point. What a catch from Cade Kaiser on a 23-yard reception.
And eerily similar to the catch that Kaiser made earlier in the drive. Again, same play, just kind of a go route down the sidelines, down the near sidelines, and he goes up and gets the ball, kind of shifts his body at the very last second, and comes back and faces Keenholz, and he was able to be able to make the catch, and the Governors get a touchdown and a successful extra point.
So it's 35-20. Governors are right back in it, down by 2 scores, 35-20 here with 2:28 to go in the second quarter. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping is who you should call as we enter the fall season. They can make sure your lawn makes it through the tough South Dakota winters. They can help with the fall cleanup, winterize that sprinkler system so that it can be ready to go in the spring. And once the snow starts to fly, they can help with that too. Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, helping customers year-round. Call Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440.
So a 9-play drive for the Pierre Governors have put them back in this game, down by 2 scores, 35-20 with 2:28 to go here in the first half. Cade Kaiser with the grab of 23 yards and a successful grab. That was a fantastic catch to get 1 foot down for Cade Kaiser on the on the sideline of the end zone.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, almost exactly the same pitch and catch from Keenholz to Kaiser that they had made earlier in that drive. And we're going to see a lot of good things out of Cade Kaiser. I mean, again, a name that if you've been around Pierre Athletics, you know that Kaiser name. A couple of sisters who have had very good volleyball careers. Obviously, Brevin Kaiser, very, very good football career for the Governors. And so he comes from a good athletic background.
And here's Harrisburg down the sideline on the near side, and they'll get all the way out to the 50-yard line. So a good return here for Harrisburg to start. But is there a flag on the
No,
play?
I was just pointing at the fact that Cole Peterson, the soccer player, made the tackle.
So a fantastic grab or tackle there from Cole Peterson, as it is going to be 1st and 10 here from the 50-yard line, as the Governors now need a big stop here around the 47-yard line with 2:19 to go.
Yeah, and so this is a big drive for the Governor defense. They got to rise up and find a way to make a stop or run the clock out. 2:19, but we've seen this Harrisburg Tiger defense. They can strike from just about any place on the field.
Knuth puts the man in motion. He'll go back the other side. Play action here for Knuth. The throw here on the near side. The catch is made by number 2. That is Andrew Walter. And Walter will get a big gain on first down as he'll go inside the 35-yard line, or right at the 35-yard line. And a big gain on first down for Harrisburg, and they're in the Governor territory.
Yeah, just a bubble screen to Walter out here on the near side. He had a couple of blockers in front of him, and just a quick screen, and Walter was able to cut it back inside, make good yardage for the Tigers.
So here is now a handoff for Ross as he'll take it on the right side inside the tackle, and that will be a gain of about 6 or 7 inside now the 30-yard line here for the Tigers.
Again, the Tigers go fast. We're down to 1:42, and they've already eaten up about 30 yards in this drive.
So it'll be now 2nd and 3 from the 28-yard line. 90 seconds to go. Tigers have all 3 timeouts as well. No timeouts have been taken from either side in this first half. 3 receivers out to the left side. Empty backfield here now for Knuth as the man went in motion out to the left side. Knuth will look over the throw to the sideline. The catch is made. Getting towards the sideline to try and get out of bounds was Walter. He did get out of bounds as he'll get a first down right at the now 24-yard line, as it was a gain of 4 and enough for a first down.
Yeah, and just a smart play, and that's the kind of play that you would expect out of a Big Ten commit. Got some pressure in the backfield, rolled to his left, saw Walter sitting down just past the first down marker and right at the sidelines, able to get the first down and stop the clock all at the same time.
1:15 left to go. Ross will get the handoff, trying to get it up the middle. He's tackled by a gang of Governors as he go inside the 20-yard line, and Coach White for Harrisburg yet to use that first timeout, as they'll have it 2nd and about 3, 2nd and 4, 6-yard gain for Ross.
And you hate to say it, but you almost have to wonder if the Governors don't have to force some kind of a turnover to maybe stop this drive the way the Tigers have been efficient in moving the ball.
Knuth will look to pass. He's going to step up. He's going to try and avoid a sack. He's not going to be able to avoid the sack. He goes back down the 20-yard line, a loss of 2, and Coach Brandon White has to take that first time out now, as it's going to be 3rd and 6 from the 20-yard line with 37 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, and a nice job by the Governor defense. Josh Strand coming from the outside on the far side, able to kind of disrupt the pocket just a little bit, forced Knuth to step up in the pocket, and that's where he met the interior of the Pierre Governor defense. Jaden Floor, Gary Nedved, the 2 defensive tackles, Hayden Espy, the senior nose tackle, and so Governors did a nice job on that play, but the Tigers are now facing 3rd and 6, and so with 37 seconds to go, the ball sitting at the Governor 20-yard line. This is based upon what we've seen from Bryce Soley, the Harrisburg kicker. This is well within his distance. He would have the wind at his back, and so if the Tigers don't make this first down, you got to figure that they will probably put the ball on the foot of Bryce Soley to try to put some additional points on the board right before halftime.
So that is where what we're watching here. 3rd down and 6 from the 20-yard line with 37 seconds to go. A 35-20 lead for the Harrisburg Tigers. Knuth will go under center. I formation here for Harrisburg. Knuth will pitch it to the back of Ross, and he'll be wrapped up and down, and it'll go to be 4th down. And Coach Steele looking to call timeout, and he will call timeout with 27 seconds left. So he's going to force the Harrisburg Tigers to kick a field goal or go for it here on 4th down. With time left on the clock, they can't let the clock run out and take one final play. And give Pierre at least a shot to try and score before half. They get the ball to start the second half, but down by 15, you'd like to be able to try and get that ball back. It was a gain of just 2 for Russ.
Yeah, and kind of a curious play. I mean, the way that Harrisburg has been able to move the ball, especially through the air, that first time we've seen Knuth go under center and just a straight old school I formation out of Harrisburg, and then just kind of a student body left pitch play, and the Governors were able to smell it out and stopped Ross for a gain of 2. And so now Harrisburg's got a big decision. Do you try to, with 2 timeouts in your pocket, it's 4th and about 4. Do you try to make the first down and still try to get something in the end zone, or looks like they actually are gonna go for it? They're not gonna kick the field goal here, but it looks like they're going back under center. You wonder if that wasn't some kind of a setup play based on this formation.
And are they gonna maybe try and bait the Governors to go offside here? And Knuth will snap the ball. He'll roll to his right. He's looking over the middle. He'll throw it all the way back and wide open for an easy catch, and a touchdown is going to be scored for the Harrisburg Tigers. Aiden Foley, nobody around him within 30 yards, really. And a 41-20 lead with 18 seconds left to go here for the Harrisburg Tigers.
And that was the thing. I mean, that first play on 3rd down was definitely a setup play because Harrisburg went back to the same formation, rolled Knuth to the left, and then Foley just snuck out from the formation, and he was so alone over on this near sideline. He could have walked backwards into the end zone after he caught the ball at about the 10-yard line.
So it'll be solely on for the extra point, so trying to make it back to a 22-point advantage here for Harrisburg with 18 seconds to go. The snap was a little offline, but the kick is still going to be right down the middle, and it is 42-20 as Harrisburg leads over Pierre. We step aside for 30 seconds, 18 seconds left to go here in the first half. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories. Go Govs!
So with only 18 seconds left, the Pierre Governors will see what they want to do and how they want to play this last part of this first half, because they're down by 22. If they're able to score in the last 18 seconds, get 42-27, and then score one more time to open up the second half, they're right back within a possession. They could make it 42-34 by the time that Harrisburg gets the ball back. But they got to go a long way in 18 seconds against this Harrisburg team with 2 timeouts. And 18 seconds isn't a whole lot of time to try and get that, even with 2 timeouts. So Sully will see if he kicks it deeper, more of a squick kick, and it will be deep towards the end zone, and it will go in the end zone. So will be a touchback, and it will be 1st and 20 here for the Governors with 18 seconds left to go here in the first half.
The Governors have shown quick strike capability. They've they scored off a couple of long pass plays, but you know that the Tiger defense is going to be sitting back and playing prevent defense here with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So we'll see what kind of design that Steve Steele wants to go with right here. I'm almost guessing maybe they take one shot if they don't get what they're looking for. I would guess they maybe just take a knee and go into the locker room and try to regroup a little bit.
So here will be an empty backfield with 3 receivers out to the left side. That offensive line spread out. In the age of COVID, looking like there's social distance on the offensive line. A quick screen pass, the catch is made, and we'll see if maybe they get out of bounds. It's still going to be enough for a first down here, and they did get out of bounds. Cade Kaiser got out of play with 9 seconds to go. That took half the time that they had left, and it was a gain of 10 to the 30-yard line, and it will be enough for a first down, as Kaiser now with 5 catches for 68 yards.
So Governors probably have enough time for one short play and then maybe one play into the end zone, depending upon how this play works.
3 receivers out to the right side. Keno's will look to pass. A throw. The catch is made by Mosier. He's going to make sure he gets down here quickly, and Mosier will get enough for a first down, and they will not get enough, and Steve Steele looking to maybe see if he can get 1 second left back on the clock. They are going to put 1 second back on the clock. So Brock Mosier got enough for a first down, and there'll be about a 53-yard heave. It was a gain of 13 for Brock Mosier, and 53 yards is all the Pierre Governors have to go to try and score with 1 second left to go in the half.
Yeah, and the upside of that last play is at least get you in a manageable situation where and I fully suspect that the Govs will probably try to look at throwing a ball down into the end zone. I mean, Keenholz has the arm to throw it 53 yards. You certainly have the quality receivers to flood the zone and go down the field, and so what these last 2 plays did is it got them in a position, and really that's all you're looking for in a drive like this is get yourself in a position to potentially get yourself a score and maybe steal a touchdown here right before halftime. If they could steal a touchdown right here, that would be a huge momentum boost for the Governors, especially knowing that they're going to get the ball coming out of the locker room to start the second half.
Yeah, because if you could score here and then score that first possession, then you're down to just needing one defensive stop to continue to match Harrisburg to tie the ball game back up. If you don't get this, you don't score here, then you got to get 2 defensive stops, 2 more defensive stops than Harrisburg would have. So with 1 second to go, we'll see if Keno's will launch it to the end zone. We'll see if maybe there's a hook and ladder, little trick play up Steve Steele's sleeve, and Keno's will look to pass. He's going to have to be rolled out. He's going to just throw it away, and it will land incomplete, and that's all the Governors can do in the first half. The defense, the 4-down lineman, had much of a threat to have Keno's unable to throw the ball down the field. So we end the half with the Governors trailing 42-20 to the Harrisburg Tigers. Back in 3 minutes with halftime stats. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
All Pro Towing and Repair offers 24/7 light, medium, and heavy towing, jump starts, lockouts, roadside assistance, and recovery. The All Pro Towing and Repair team of professionals offers prompt, courteous, and top-notch services to Central South Dakota. If you find yourself in need of a tow, jump, or lockout, contact All Pro Towing and Repair, 605-669-2075. That's 605-669-2075.
Pictures are memories we want to last forever. For those special times, call Bridget M. Photography, a unique boutique photography studio offering family portraits, children, seniors, and even your pets. They're available for weddings, commercial events, and sports photography. Stop in and visit their studio in Pierre or look over their website at bridgetmphoto.com. Pictures and memories that will last forever. From Bridget M. Photography in Pierre.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre is a proud supporter of area athletes and their fans. Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows it takes hard work to achieve success in sports and the support of great people. That's why Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre is the place for all of your feed, seed, animal health, and grilling needs. They work hard for the community and are thankful for the support of their great customers. Visit Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre, 504 Deadwood Street. Sioux Nation supports area athletes.
As we welcome you back here to the halftime reports as the Pierre Governors trail 42-20 here at the break. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as it was a half filled with 62-point score between two teams. Unfortunately, the Governors are on the wrong end of a 22-point disadvantage, but Greg, in that first half, the Pierre Governors, they led 13-7. Unfortunately, they have not led since then when they went down 14-13. However, they have looked good at times in this game and have looked good against a really good 11 AAA team.
And that's the thing, and I think that we'll go back to the interview that Coach Steve Steele did in the pregame and the fact that he said this is a good measuring stick. And I think for the most part the Governors have passed the test about 80+% of the time. You and I have talked off air a couple of times that they just needed one more good play to get off the field a couple of different times, because especially in this second quarter, Harrisburg was able to hit the 85-yard pass to Lincoln Carlson on a play that the Governors just needed one more, and then they hit a 61-yard pass to Andrew Walter. That was a play that was on a fourth down, needed one good play there, and then this play right before halftime, the 18-yard touchdown pass from Knuth to Austin Foley. Again, a fourth down play. If the Governors are able to make those two stops, take those two touchdowns off the field, instead of it being 42-20, it's 28-20. It's a one-possession ball game. The Governors get the ball coming out of the locker room to start the second half. And so I think the coaching staff probably has seen a lot of good things so far. They just got to clean up a couple of things. But I think for the most part, they've got to be pretty encouraged about what they've seen so far.
Yeah, and you're exactly right, Greg, that we've seen this team just be that close to making this a 28-20 game, or even if they are able to score right there at the end of the half, 42-27 or 28, you're down by 14, 15 points. You get the ball to start the second half, you can get back within one possession. What you like to see, and probably what this coaching staff is saying, is said, guys, if we want to be champions for a fifth straight time, yes, this is week one, but 80% of good plays, of playing good 80% of the time, is not going to cut to be his champion, and that's what we've seen in a lot of the Pierre Governors throughout the years, is that maybe they're not playing their best football at week 1, but they're always playing their best football at the end of the season. But it starts with week 1 of being able to learn from not being able to finish off defensive drives, or maybe not being able to finish off offensive drives. And so far the Governors, like you said, have to be encouraged, but there are definitely teaching points so far in this game.
And that's exactly the term that I was going to use. There's going to be a lot of teaching moments on this game film that the coaching staff, especially on the defensive side, that defensive coordinator Sean Lewis is going to be able to sit down with his defensive unit and say, okay, we need to clean up some stuff here. On the offensive side, for the most part, the Governors have done a pretty nice job, especially in this last drive. They showed early on that they were able to move the ball through the air. Never really tried to establish the running game except with those design runs to Lincoln Keenholz coming out of the backfield. But here in this last drive, right before halftime, they were able to make some nice runs with Brock Mosier and then Jaden Wiebe. And so if the Governors can establish a running game, be maybe a little more balanced, keep the defense just a little honest, especially up front, and maybe hold both the defensive line and potentially those linebackers from having to come hard, then you open up some more opportunities for Lincoln Keenholz, and you put your receivers in more of a one-on-one situation. And given the ability of the Governor receiving corps, if you can get them into a one-on-one kind of opportunity, they're going to win those battles more times than not.
The Governors trail 42-20 here over against the Harrisburg Tigers here over in Harrisburg, as we have played one half of football. If you're joining us a little bit late, thinking it's a 7 o'clock kickoff, well, you missed 62 points scored in the first half. 42-20 lead for Harrisburg here at the break. We step aside for 3 minutes, come back with more of the halftime show. We'll talk about stats as well in that next break. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
It is time to control noxious weeds. Do you have a control plan in place? If not, contact your local weed and pest supervisor to help you set up a plan. Effort now will save you time and money in the future. This is Paul Johnson, South Dakota State University Extension Weed Science Coordinator, asking for your support to get this statewide noxious weed problem under control.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give ServiceMaster a call at 224-9919. ServiceMaster, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. ServiceMaster, 224-9919.
As we welcome you back here to Harrisburg, as we are at halftime, as the Pierre Governors trail 42-20 at the break, we go through the stat rundown. These are unofficial stats. As Lincoln Keenels will start with the Pierre Governors. Lincoln Keenels offensively 13 for 21 for 226 yards and 3 touchdown passes. He has got 9 rushes for 67 yards. In those 13 completions, he's thrown it to 5 different Governor players. Zabel's got 4 catches for 40 yards. Merkwan's got 2 touchdown grabs on his only 2 catches for 99 yards. Hansen lost 2 yards on his lone catch. Kate Kaiser's got 68 yards on 5 catches, and Brock Mosier with a catch for 13 yards. Mosier's rushed the ball 22 yards 4 times, and Jaden Weeby's got a rush for 3 yards. That in total gets 298 yards, scoring 3 times and a turnover so far. They put the ball twice and had a halftime in their last possession. 298 yards of offense for the Governors in the first half, which is pretty good for a first half of football in the 2021 year, having almost 300 yards of offense. However, on the side for Harrisburg, it is Jacob Knuth at 10 for 14 yards for 267, or 10 for 14 pass attempts for 267 yards and 4 touchdown passes. He has rushed the ball 3 times for 7 yards, and 2 of those rushes have gone for a touchdown. 6 times he's found the back of the end zone. Ross has 11 rushes for 91 yards, and those 5 different receivers to make a catch, as it is actually 4 different receivers to make a catch. Walter's got 5 grabs for 100 yards. Carlson with 3 grabs for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Foley's got a touchdown grab of 18 yards. Walter also has a touchdown catch as well. So the Harrisburg Tigers with 6 different touchdown plays, or 6 different touchdown drives, lead at 42-20 over the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, and so, I mean, this has been, again, we talked about the fact here early on that this may well be a shootout, and it certainly has come into being that kind of a game. 62 points already on the board for in combination for the Tigers and the Governors. Tigers just able to execute just a little bit better, and I think that's part of the maturity that this Tiger team has. They return a boatload of seniors. The Governors a little thin on experience, and we knew that going in that this was probably going to be a team that was probably going to be better as the year went on, and so again. Governors are doing a lot of good things. They just need to clean up a few things, and I tell you what, even though they're down by 3 scores, I really like a lot of what I'm seeing tonight out of this Pierre Governor team, and I think they are certainly going to be a force to be reckoned with in 11AA as this year goes on.
Governors trail 42-20 here at the break. We step aside for another 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Let Country Carpet and Flooring help you update your home or office with the latest fashion trends. With over 30 years of experience, we can help you find the right flooring or window treatments for your needs. Stop down to 414 East Sioux Avenue or call for an appointment at 224-9297 for your free consultation and estimate. Go Govs!
As you give the lawn one final pass, enjoy that crisp fall air on your moist, furrowed brow before you throw yourself onto a monstrous pile of leaves and join First Dakota to bank some noise for fall sports. Shriek for floor-rattling spikes, whoop at game-saving stops, and gasp in awe at high-flying stunts. Let them hear you from the cheap seats. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank.
Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com. Member FDIC.
Faith Lutheran Church prays for God's blessings to all of our athletes and their families. We're proud of the commitment and dedication that you give to your team. We would love for you to join us and celebrate the successes that God gives to us on the field, in the classroom, and throughout our lives. You can worship with us at Faith Lutheran Church on Sundays at 8:30 and 11 a.m., on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., or you can watch online at faithluth.com/livestream.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
The frigid air of winter and the blistering heat of summer can really put a dent in your pocketbook. The gang at Weatherall Roofing and Insulation in Pierre say, just foam it. Saving money on your energy bills is what it's all about with Weatherall Roofing and Insulation. Let Weatherall Roofing and Insulation help you save money with their custom spray foam or blow-in fiberglass insulation. Call 224-7982 for a free estimate. And remember, just foam it.
And we welcome you back to Harrisburg Field here in lovely Harrisburg, South Dakota, as we are about 2 minutes away from opening up the second half of this opening week football game between the number 1 rated AAA Harrisburg Tigers and the number 1 rated AA Pierre Governors. The Tigers have a 42-20 lead on the Governors tonight through that first half. We have some score updates from across South Dakota. The first final of the night, Aberdeen has defeated Douglas up in Aberdeen 49-0. Late in the first quarter, Brookings 14, T Area 7. At the end of the first quarter, Mitchell leads Spearfish 7-0. Early in the second quarter, Parkston leads Stanley County 20-0, and early in the first quarter, Sully Buttes 8, Corsica Stickney 0.
As we are just about a minute away from the start of the second half, we step aside for one more minute. Come back with the second half. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Confidence, professional care, experience, and diverse care for all ages are what you should be looking for in dental care. And that's exactly what you'll receive from Dr. Monty Bechtold and Dr. Murray Thompson at Pierre Dental Clinic. You can expect friendly, caring staff who are concerned about your dental health and offer you complete confidence with routine checkups, early morning appointments, emergency treatment, and the latest in dental technology. Local dental treatment, all at Pierre Dental Clinic. Call 224-5355 or stop by their office at 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre.
Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre still wants your trade or your spare vehicle, and we're willing to give you top dollar, and we'll throw in an additional 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Sell us your car, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you an additional 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Trade in your vehicle for a new or different one, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit GatewayFordToyota.com.
As we welcome you back, as we are set for the second half, those shadows are moving over the top of the field as we are just right around 7:40 here this evening as the Governors trail 42-20 to the Harrisburg Tigers. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as the Governors will be looking to get the ball to start the second half. The Governors will look to try and get the first score of the second half.
And the Governors are going to get the ball here to start the second half, and if they can come down and put a drive together and put some points on the board and make this a 2-score game and maybe catch a break or two all of a sudden. They certainly have the opportunity, and they certainly have the offensive firepower to crawl back in this thing. I mean, even though they're down by 3 scores, this game is by no stretch over by any stretch of the imagination.
So the Governors will receive the second half kickoff going from left to right on your radio dial. We are set for the second half, and this will be a big second half here for Pierre. They need to score. I mean, this is, again, a must-score drive for Pierre. They can get that drive to score, to get one and then a second defensive stop. Hey, anything can happen here as we get the second half rolling, as the lights are turning on here at Harrisburg Tiger Stadium. As Sully will kick this one deep, and it will be caught near the goal line by Wiebe on the near side, out to the near hash. He gets to the 15. He'll cut it back, trying to get to the sideline and around the 20-yard line, and that is where the Governors will start this second half, from right around their own 20-yard line.
And I think the thing right now is you just kind of laid out the scenario about how do the Governors crawl back into this game. The deal is that as that clock ticks down and they still find themselves down by more than 1 score, that margin of error just gets smaller and smaller. And so right now what they've got to do is so far they've only been able to stop Harrisburg on that one possession in the first half, and so they've got to find a way to step up the defense. But they just don't have that margin of error, and so they've got to be pretty perfect, almost perfect on the offensive side on every drive from here on out.
Quick throw to the far sideline. The catch is made, and a first down here for the Pierre Governors. Katie Kaiser makes the catch. Should be a first down, but maybe it's half a yard short. Nope, it will be a first down. Barenfuss was able to force Kaiser out of play, but it was a gain of 10, and the Governors pick up a first down. 78 yards now receiving on 6 catches for Kate Kaiser.
And Kaiser quickly looking like he is going to become Lincoln Keenholz's favorite target, at least early on in the season. Didn't have a catch early on in the game, but has certainly made up for that here, starting in the second quarter and now early in the third.
So Keenholz will hand it off to Brock Mosier as he'll make his way to the far side, and Mosier will pick up about a gain of 4 to the 34-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And again, the Governors starting to mix the run in a little bit with the pass and having some success and just keeping that front 7 of the Harrisburg Tiger defense just a little more honest.
2nd and 6 from the 34, 11:20 to go here in the third quarter. Opening possession of the second half. The Governors trailing 42-20 to the Harrisburg Tigers. Receiver out to the right side. Mosier in the backfield. Pistol formation for the Governors. 2 receivers out left side. A handoff for Mosier in the backfield. Goes it to the far side again. He's going to get nowhere on that one, trying to go outside the tackle, and it will be now 3rd and 6 from that same 34-yard spot.
And you got to kind of wonder when the Governors are going to go back to Jack Merkwan. They really haven't really even targeted him hardly at all since that second touchdown catch midway through the first quarter, and so you got to wonder if at some point they don't design a play to try to isolate him one-on-one outside like they did early on in the game.
3 receivers with an empty backfield here for Lincoln Keenholz as it's 3rd and 6 from the 34-yard line. From the shotgun, Keenholz will step up in the pocket. He'll throw as he's hit to the sideline. The catch is made. What a grab over there by Matt Hansen as he's shoved out of bounds. But the man that threw his arm up, Gage Backman, had an opportunity to try and knock that one away, and Hansen the good the concentration to pick up the first down all the way out to the 46-yard line, a gain of 12.
And then Hansen took a big hit from Carter Barenfuss just as he went out of bounds and was able to hold on to the ball. But a really nice throw from Keenholz just over the top of the Tiger defender, dropped it into a small window, and then a nice play by Hansen not only to make the catch but then absorb the big hit before he went out of bounds.
Unbalanced line for the Governors with everybody to the left of the center of Matthew Coverdale. There's another catch by Kaiser on another screen pass. He'll cross midfield, and Kaiser's got a gain of about 7 on that first down play. And the Governors are slowly marching down the field here on this drive. 10:02 to go in this third quarter.
And again, kind of that bubble screen, and that's just a play where Kaiser makes a jab step and then comes back about 2 steps, and then the receivers, instead of the linemen providing the blocking, the 3 split receivers out to the left side provide the blocking, and Kaiser was able to pick up about 6 yards on that play.
Handoff for Wiebe in the backfield. He'll try and get to that first down marker. He'll be about a half yard, a yard short. A gain of 3 for Wiebe, and it's 3rd down and 1. Very manageable here for the Governors, with 9:30 to play in the third quarter.
And this, you hate to say it, but now that they've crossed midfield, you almost wonder if they don't get this, and the Governors have been pretty good on 3rd down so far, especially third and short. You almost wonder if this isn't 4-down territory right now, based on the fact that the Governors are down 3 scores.
So 3rd and 1 here from the Harrisburg 44-yard line. Keenel's design run. He'll sidestep one man. He's got enough for a first down. He'll take it past the 35-yard line inside to the 32-yard line where he dives for that first down. A gain of 12 for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, that just design keeper. It's almost kind of a power to the near side. It's a play that Garrett Stout made a living off of 2 years ago, and just behind that offensive line, and the Governors blocked that play really well, and so on 3rd and short, that's almost a given for a first down as long as they connect on the snap, and Keenholz is able to field it cleanly.
3 receivers out to the left side, empty backfield here again for the Governors. Quick throw over to the far side. The catch is made by Brock Mosier, and Mosier will get now to a gain of about 9 to the 23-yard line, and the Governors have 2nd and 1.
And one of the things, and you see this in football from time to time, that at times we talked about the fact that Brock Mosier comes in at 5'7" and 140 pounds, but sometimes you can kind of get lost in and among the pile, and that's kind of what he did right there. He kind of got in among the big bodies and was able to get about another 5 yards after he made the catch, just because he kind of got lost in that pile.
2nd and 1, Keenel's will look to pass. He'll throw it, looking for the end zone. Up in the air, the jump ball is swatted down, and it will be incomplete, as it was Gage Backman that was in the defense, and Brecken Kruger was the intended target. So it's now 3rd down and 1. Not a bad play there from the Governors on 2nd and 1. You feel confident to get it on 3rd and 1, and they looked for the end zone for Kruger.
Yeah, and a ball that maybe had just a little bit too much air under it, because actually it was a nice move by Kruger, because he actually stepped inside of Logan O'Connor, the defender, and was in position to make the play. Nice play by O'Connor to recover and knock the ball away at the last second, but Kruger put himself in a nice position to try to make that catch by stepping inside of O'Connor.
Pistol formation, Mosier gets the handoff. He slips and falls, and it's going to bring up 4th down and about 3. A loss of 2 back to the 25. And so the Governors were feeling pretty confident about that 3rd and 1, but the slip up by Mosier makes it now 4th and 3, a loss of 2.
I think Mosier, as he was going left over the left side of the line, actually might have gotten tripped up by one of his own offensive linemen, and just kind of an unfortunate break for the Governors right there. But big play right here, 4th and about 2.5. We'll see what kind of play Steve Steele dials up right here, because the Governors need to keep this drive going.
3 down lineman with the somewhat of a blitz showing from Harrisburg. Keenel's will throw over the middle. The catch is going to be made, held on by Kaiser for a first down as he gets to the 20-yard line. A gain of 5. Kaiser comes up a little slow, but he's got another catch, a gain of 5, and enough for a first down for the Governors.
Yeah, Kaiser kind of favoring that left leg a little bit, maybe the left ankle. Looked like Brecken Kruger was going to come on to the field and give him a play off, but Kaiser quickly waved him off. He said, "I'm good to go," and so he'll stay on the field, and the Governors keep this drive alive.
Going to be the 11th play of the drive now for the Governors as they get into the red zone. 1st and 20, or 1st and 10 from the 20. 6:43, taking almost half the time off the third quarter clock, as Keenel's will try and avoid it getting knocked back for a loss. He gets back to the line of scrimmage at around the 20-yard line, but he was held up momentarily for the rest of the Tigers to get over there. Jack Peters was the first one to get there, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 now for the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Cade Larson, the all-state linebacker, senior linebacker for the Tigers, able to come in and finish off the play, and so the Governors come up empty on that first down play, come into 2nd and long here, 2nd and 10, just outside the red zone.
So it's 2nd and 10, 6:05 to go here in the third quarter. Mosier goes in motion. Keenholz will look to pass. He's looking to his right, pump fakes. Now he's going to move to his right outside the pocket. He's going to try and step by a man, but he's going to be hit, and he's going to go down, and he'll lose a yard back to the 21, and he's a little slow to get up as well. And again, this is the first game of the year. Your hits, Keenholz hasn't probably taken a whole lot of hits so far in camp and to this point, so you're trying to get that body in game shape by also taking a lot of punches, and it's now 3rd down 11. A loss of 1 from Keenholz.
And again, it's a warm night. We haven't seen anybody cramp up yet, but that's certainly something that potentially as the game goes on you might expect. And we've seen a couple of players, especially on this turf, kind of look like they're favoring ankles or legs at different times.
Keenholz steps up in the pocket on 3rd and 11. He'll escape one pressure. He's going to dive looking for the first down. He's not going to get there, but it will be 4th and about 2 from the 13-yard line, as it will be a gain of about 9. It'll be 4th and, we'll call it 4th and 3 from the 13-yard line, a gain of 8 for Lincoln Keenholz. And it's, again, 4-down territory, down by 22. And the Governors have taken 7 minutes off the clock here in the third quarter. This is a must-score drive now. 4th and 3 from the Harrisburg 13-yard line. 3 receivers out wide on the left side for Keenholz. Empty backfield. That offensive line split out as well. Keenholz will step up in the pocket. He'll throw looking for the end zone, and it will be incomplete as Keenholz took a hit trying to find Matt Hansen in the end zone, and the Harrisburg defense will get a huge stop. Keenholz went 5 for 7 on that drive, passing the ball. A 12-play drive. Actually, it'll be a 16-play drive, and the Governors are unable to score.
Yeah, and Matt Hansen was open for about 2 seconds in the corner of the end zone. Ball came out, and a nice play by Carter Barenfoos, the free safety for the Harrisburg Tigers, able to close and just knock that ball away from Matt Hansen at the last second. Otherwise, the Governors would have had a TD right there.
Ended up being a 15-play drive that the Governors were unable to score. Got it all the way down the 13-yard line. That's where Harrisburg will take over in their own end. With Jacob Knuth, the quarterback will have a design run, steps up in the pocket. He'll find his way past the 20, upended, and he'll fall forward to about the 24-yard line. A gain of 11 on the first play from scrimmage. But we do have a Governor down near the at the offensive line. Can't see that number quite yet.
I think it might be Gavin Stotts, and I think it might just be a cramp. Yeah. It looks like that's what it is, which you never like to see a player go down, but if they have to go down with an injury, a cramp is about as minor and easily recoverable as you can get.
Yeah, 4:22 left to go here in the third quarter. Casey Michelson working on the injured player, as well as another Harrisburg staff member working on one of the, a couple guys are cramping here, I think, for Harrisburg right now. And again, a warm evening. There was no mandatory water break. They didn't take one after that drive from the Pierre Governors, so they're working on a couple of different players right now between Pierre and Harrisburg, trying to work some cramps out.
I'm not too awful sure that
that's
Knuth,
Knuth
that's on the field, and then they've got another player that's on the sideline. I can't see that number, but that almost looks like a more serious kind of injury because they're actually trying to stretch him. That's number 27. That would be
Time and Long.
But he is up and walking, and so is Knuth. So minor injuries. Gavin Stotts was the Governor that was down. He's walking off under his own power. Like we said, that looked to be a cramp early on. So you never like to see injuries, and at least in this case on all three issues, 2 with the Tigers, 1 with the Governors, they all look like they're going to be minor, and probably we'll see all 3 of them back in the game.
So 4:22 left to go here in the third quarter. It's 1st and 10 from the Harrisburg 24 after everybody is back up and feeling a little bit better from those cramps. Jacob Knuth from the shotgun, 2 receivers out to the right side. Knuth will hand it off for Ross as he'll try and go to the near side. He's got room out of the near side. He gets out to the 40, the 45, 50, trying to cut it back, makes it one other man miss, and then will be tackled inside Pierre Governor territory. Josh Strand got the tackle, but the Harrisburg Tigers are right back in Governor territory. A long run for Ross from his own 24 all the way down to the Governor 36-yard line.
Yeah, and just kind of a student body to the student body left, and Ross, a very capable running back, runs hard, and Tigers were able to seal off the edge, and Ross was able to get to the edge.
Knuth will lay it downfield, open, and the catch is bobbled and then dropped in the corner of the end zone, looking for Andrew Walter, who was open, had beat his man down the field, and it will be up 2nd and 10 from the 36-yard line. That's the first time that Knuth has missed a pass in his last 5 attempts, where he had 2 touchdown passes in those last 4 attempts.
And he had Walter open, led him maybe just by about a half a step too far, and Walter almost made a really good athletic play and was almost able to bring that ball in, but just bobbled it at the very end, and it fell to the ground.
Knuth here on 2nd and 10 will hand off for Ross up the middle. He'll put a hand on his lineman to try and lead the block forward, and he'll get up to about the 29-yard line, a gain of 7, and he'll bring up 3rd and 3 here for Harrisburg.
And again, the size of this Harrisburg offensive line on a warm night, first game of the year. Again, you talked about you just kind of got to get in game shape. Even though these young men have been working in camp for 3 weeks, there's nothing like, you can't replicate game speed and game hits in camp. And so the physicality of this Harrisburg team may come into play here in this second half.
3rd and 3, a stiff arm attempt over Dre Burns will get Ross enough for a first down, as he'll get inside the 20, right at the 20-yard line, a gain of 9, and it's a first down on a 3rd down attempt here for the Harrisburg Tigers. Ross up to 147 yards now, rushing on 14 attempts.
And the thing is, again, here, Ross is a really good runner, and he runs hard, and he runs hard for being 200 pounds, and the Governors are just a little bit undersized right now, especially across that defensive front.
Knuth will pass it over across, and the catch is made by Connor Hanselman for his first catch, and it's going to be enough for a gain of about 7, and it'll be 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, just a crossing route to Hanselman, and again, Knuth able to sit in the pocket. He has a lot of time and just able to wait for Hanselman to come open over that crossing route, and then he just throws a dart right across the middle.
2nd and 3 from the 13-yard line with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Ross up the middle again. He'll barrel over a man and get inside the 5-yard line to about the 2. A gain of 11, and it's 1st and goal for Harrisburg, and the Governors have got to find a way to get a defensive stop.
Yeah, and again, easier said than done, but right now that defensive line of the Governors has got to rise to the task, and I think we're going to get a timeout here from the Pierre sidelines.
So the coaching staff, the defensive side for Pierre, trying to find one big goal line stand here as they take a timeout with 1:48 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We step aside for a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Pierce, we play to win, which led to being named the most innovative food company of 2021. For over 30 years, we have worked to develop the highest quality peas for plant-based protein on the market, which is sourced from several South Dakota farmers. Our alliance with farmers allows us to build a safe and secure food supply in the United States. Join our Herald production team and make moves, because at Pierce, it's not just a job, it's a career. Apply online, PULIS.com. Pierce, born and bred in the USA.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
1st and 10 from the 2-yard line. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line as the Harrisburg Tigers are threatening to score once again. Up by 22 right now. As from the 2-yard line, handoff for Ross. He will find his way into the end zone. And it is Gavin Ross, a 2-yard touchdown run. And it's a now 48-20 lead for Harrisburg with just 1:44 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And again, just kind of a physical physical drive right there. A lot of Gavin Ross on that drive, and he gets to cap it off with that 2-yard touchdown run, and the Tigers have pushed this lead out to 48-20 here with 1:44 left in the third quarter.
So Soley is on for the extra points. A 48-20 lead for the Harrisburg Tigers over the Pierre Governors. Soley on for that extra point, trying to put them up by now 29. The snap is good, the kick is up, and that is going to be good. 49-20. Harrisburg leads with 1:44 left to go here in the third quarter. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
A 7-play, 87-yard drive and a 2-yard touchdown run by Gavin Ross, who ran the ball 5 of those 7 plays in that drive and took it right down the field to score again for the Harrisburg Tigers as they now lead it by 29 points with 1:44 left to go. And so now the Governors are actually in a little bit of danger territory, because if they don't score here and Harrisburg goes back down and scores, we could see a running clock start in this ball game.
Yeah, and again, I don't think that's an indication of how well the Governors have played or how close this game actually has been. I mean, even though the separation right now is 29 points on the board, we talked about 2 of those touchdowns have come on fourth down plays. The Governors almost scored on this last drive right before the Gavin Ross 2-yard touchdown run, and so even though it's a 4-touchdown or a 4-possession lead right now for the Tigers, I think this game's been a lot closer than what this score actually indicates.
It'll be first and 10 for the 20-yard line here for the Governors. That kickoff went in the back of the end zone from the kicker Soley, and it's first and 10, 1:44 left to go here in the third quarter. Lincoln Keenels will have an empty backfield, 3 receivers out to the left side. Governors are looking to put some points on the board on this drive as a catch is made over the middle or towards the far sideline, and it will be a gain of about 12 to open up this drive. Brock Mosier makes the catch as he has picked up his third catch now with 34 yards on 3 grabs.
And what you might see right now out of the Harrisburg Tiger defense is they may well give up the stuff underneath. I mean, they may well give up that 3 to 5, maybe 8-yard completion. They just don't want to get beat deep and give up anything quick right now. And so if the Tigers are basically going to say, we'll give you the underneath stuff. If you're going to score, it's going to take you a while. We just don't want to give up the big one right now.
Keenels rolls to his right, steps out of the pocket, swings through a tackle, and then will dive forward past the 40-yard line, or right at the 40-yard line. A gain of about 8 for Keenels, and he nearly had a loss of being sacked, but he was able to find 8 yards to pick up now 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and again, Keenholz, just an athletic play to get out of the grasp of number 87, Aiden Foley, and was able to sidestep that tackler and able to pick up about another 5 yards after that initial hit.
So it's 2nd and 2 with 34 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Governors trailing 49-20. Keenholz looked to pass. He's going to throw it downfield looking for Brecken Kruger. That one will be caught. It would be an interception, but it was out of bounds. That was from number 26. And it is Gage Backman, actually Logan O'Connor, is number 26. And so Keenholz now in his 30th pass attempt is 19 of 30. And it's now 3rd down and 2 with 24 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, and Kruger again maybe had O'Connor beat by just about a half a step, but O'Connor able to step right in front of Kruger at the last second and actually did make the interception, but fortunately for the Governors was out of bounds when he did, and so with that the Governors are able to stay alive here on 3rd and short.
3 receivers split out wide here to the near side. The catch by Brock Mosier and the quick screen pass. He'll get out to about the 43-yard line. A gain of 3 or 4. It will be a gain of 4 by Brock Mosier, and is enough for a first down. Stops the clock momentarily, but only 17 seconds remain here in the third quarter.
And on the Tigers sidelines, Dylan Elrod, the 180-pound junior backup quarterback, starting to take some snaps. So we may have seen the last of Jacob Knuth for the night, especially if the Governors don't score on this drive right here as we come to the end of the third quarter.
At the third quarter, 49-20 is our score between Harrisburg and Pierre. 29-point lead for the Tigers. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture is going on. Slumberland has their Labor Day sale all stocked up with specials on furniture throughout the store and with savings of up to 25% off Slumberland's low price. Slumberland carries your favorites, plus they have unique items in stock that are sure to complement your home. And in the bedding department, be sure to check out all the quality brands they stock with specials that'll make you sleep easier. The Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture. Slumberland Furniture on the truck bypass in Pierre and slumberland.com.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
We welcome you back here to Harrisburg. 49-20 is our score, with the Tigers beating the Governors right now as we head to the fourth quarter.
In other 11 AA scores, Yankton at the end of one leads Huron 7-2. T-Area up on Brookings now late in the second quarter, 20-14. Mitchell still leads Spearfish 7-0 late in the second half. Sully Buttes now leads Corsica-Stickney 14-8, and late in the second quarter, Parkston 35, Stanley County 0.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 here from the 44-yard line for the Pierre Governors as they'll go from right to left now. Keenol's pump fakes. He'll put the ball from the left hand to the right hand and overthrows Jet Zabel. It'll land incomplete as Keenol's threw it across his body and threw it just too high over Zabel, and it's now 2nd and 10.
And the two guys that we saw that were really effective in terms of the receiving game early on for the Governors was Jack Merkwan and Jet Zabel, and the Harrisburg defense has done a nice job taking those guys away since about the middle of the first quarter, and the Governors have had to look to other receivers to try to move the ball, whether it's Brock Mosier or Cade Kaiser or Matthew Hansen, and so I think give Harrisburg credit. I mean, they took away a couple of big play guys for the Governors early on, and the Governors have had some success going to the second guys.
Keenol's will make a pass here on the near side for Cade Kaiser as he'll be dropped around the 48-yard line, a gain of about 6, I should say, or 5, and it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it a gain of 4, so 3rd down and 6.
And again, Cade Kaiser having himself a night for the 6'2", 175-pound sophomore. He's having a nice game in his first extended varsity action.
And 93 yards on 9 catches for Cade Kaiser and a touchdown grab to go along with it. 3rd and 6 from the 48. Keenol's rolls to his right. Flag will come flying in. Keenol's will take off. He'll get out to the sideline. It'll be 4th down, but we'll see what the flag is. It most likely looks like it's going to be on the Governors. Viox with the tackle, but we'll wait to see and hear what the call is on the far sideline where Keenol's was driven out of bounds, but the flag came in before that time. As the referees are discussing what it's going to be, and it'll be a legal procedure on the Governors. And will they accept or decline it? It'll be 4th and about 3 if they decline it. And they will decline it, and it'll be 4th and 3. And we'll see now if the Governors will punt the ball away or if they'll try and go for it as they're sitting at the Harrisburg 49-yard line.
I think this is likely 4-down territory. I mean, you're down 4 scores, first game of the season. You really don't have a lot to lose. You've got the ball on the Tiger sideline, on the Tiger side of the field, but just as I say that, I'm proven wrong as the Governors send the punt unit onto the field.
So it's a gain of about 2 for Keenol's, and that will bring out the punt unit, and it looks like the Governors are conceding this drive and trying to make Harrisburg maybe play a little field position. Although down by 29, Pierre will have to find a way to get defensive stop. We'll get one man on late at the right before the snap.
Correction, number 10, Lincoln Carlson.
Lincoln Carlson is one of the two guys back deep for Harrisburg, and Keenels will get a nice punt. It'll roll, take one hop. Carlson will pick it up inside the 10-yard line. Breaks free out to the 20, to the 25-30. He's out to the 35, the 40, 45-50. Crossing midfield. He's going to take it all the way. 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown. A near 92-yard punt return for Lincoln Carlson. And all of a sudden, it is now 55-20, a 35-point lead for the Harrisburg Tigers.
Yeah, and give Lincoln Carlson a lot of credit. He fielded the ball on one bounce. Oh, we've got a penalty flag here though, late in the run.
So maybe not quite yet for a touchdown return. It is going to go against Harrisburg. So let's take those 6 points off the board, and it's still 49-20. And we'll see where exactly that ball is going to go be spotted at. I didn't see where the flag was even thrown.
Flag was down here at about the Harrisburg 35-yard line, and so 15 yards from or 10 yards from there. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the Governor 48-yard line. So the Governors catch a break. I think Lincoln Keenholz, the punter, was actually the last line of defense, and as he came and tried to turn the play back in, I think he had a Harrisburg punt return unit blocker on his back that probably got just enough of him to warrant the flag coming from the officials. But that being said, this has actually been for the first week of the season actually been a pretty clean game for both sides.
Gavin Ross will get the handoff on 1st and 10 from the Governor 48. He'll take it all the way to the Governor at 35, a gain of 13. We'll call it a gain of 12 to the 36-yard line. But Gavin Ross continues to be very good. Gain of 12, so 170 yards now. 170 yards rushing on 17 attempts for Gavin Ross. Under 10 to play here in the fourth quarter. The Governors trailing by 29, 49-20 to the Harrisburg Tigers. Jacob Knuth still in the ball game right now as he'll hand it off for Ross, and he'll break free to the near side, 25-20, 15, and he'll be hit out of play inside the 15-yard line to about the 11, and it'll be a gain of 25. Jake Mayer on the tackle for the Governors.
We don't have to say sophomore or senior Jake Mayer anymore. This is now junior Jake Mayer, as senior Jake Mayer is now off to the higher level of education. So just one Jake Mayer left in Pierre.
Another cramp by one of the Governor players, as we'll try and see who that might be. The teammates, Chase Sarda was helping out with the cramp before Casey Michelson was able to get back out and get on the field to help out, try and relieve the cramp for one of the Pierre Governors that is down right now. But it is a 49-20 advantage for Harrisburg. Next week, Friday, we're back home, and we will be home for the first time this season as we'll take on the Mitchell Colonels of the Pierre Governors, as we'll have that kickoff at 7 o'clock. Pre-game will start at 6:40 here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
6:30?
6:30, yes, 6:30. Not 6:40, 6:30. 6:40 will start pregame of Pierre Governor volleyball on Saturday, which will be home for the first time against Aberdeen Central.
Yeah, pregame for the football game will be at 6:30. You get an extra 10 minutes of John and I this year.
That's right, and some people groaned, and not many people cheered. It is Gavin Stotts, the man that gets back up, as that's the second time he's gone down with cramps, and with 9:39 left to go here in the fourth quarter, down by 29. It is just cramps, and that is the good sign, but Coach Steele and the rest of the coaching staff might have Stotts stay out the rest of the way to avoid anything else happening to Stotts other than a cramp. With, again, 29-point lead for Harrisburg. While this game does seem to be out of reach, and we have not said that very often in favor of the team against Pierre. They have been in almost every single game, even when they went down by 20 points to Yankton back in week 3 last year. Pierre made an incredible run to get back in the ball game, but ended up losing to Yankton. This will be only the third time they lose since 2018, and that goes all the way back to early in the season of 2018, about week 8 actually, of 2018, the last time that the Pierre Governors had lost other than the 2 last year. Knuth looked to pass, throws over the middle. The catch is made inside the 10-yard line. And it will be a gain of about 4 or 5. Viox will be now the sixth man
Tackle by number 33.
to pick up a reception. And it'll be, again, a gain of 3 for Viox. 277 yards passing for Knuth. 12 of 17 through the air for 4 touchdown passes. He has been very, very good in just the 17 attempts that he's had. Under at 9 minutes to play now here in this ball game. A handoff for Ross right up the middle inside the 10. There's going to be inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. And it will be a gain of about 5, and it's third and manageable here for the Harrisburg Tigers. 3rd and 2 with a gain of 5 for Ross.
As the clock winds down to the 8.5 minute mark, and the Tigers again knocking on the doorstep, threatening to push this lead out to 36 points potentially.
So with 3rd and 2 from the 3-yard line, 8:13 to go. Knuth will hand it off to Ross one more time, and he'll walk it into the end zone for another touchdown. And Gavin Ross on 20 attempts, 203 yards, and he's scored twice in the ball game. As the Harrisburg Tigers have gotten that 35-point lead now over the Pierre Governors, and are an extra point away, and we'll have a running clock here in the last 8:09.
Yeah, and again, you heard Coach Brandon White say in the pregame interview that for Harrisburg to be successful, they need to be physical, and that's exactly what they have come out and done, especially in the second half. They have just come out and out-physicaled and just basically wore down this Pierre Governor defense, and so give the Tigers a lot of credit. At the same time, like we said, I don't think the Governors have a lot to hang their head about. I mean, this is the Pierre coach Steve Steele said this was going to be a measuring stick, and I think they've kind of figured out not only some of the good things that they can do going forward, but also some things they need to fix. And in all honesty, the things that they need to fix to be a really good football team are really kind of fixed by experience. And so I'm actually pretty excited and pretty hopeful about where this team is headed as we move even deeper down into the 2021 or 2021 season.
A 56-20 lead here for the Harrisburg Tigers with 8:09 to play. That was a 5-play, 46-yard drive, and it was a 3-yard touchdown run for Gavin Ross, who has 203 yards rushing on 20 attempts. That's a pretty good spot to be at if you're Gavin Ross, averaging about 8 yards per carry on 20 attempts. Wiebe and Mosier are back deep here for the Governors. Soley is also 8 for 8 on extra point attempts. And he has been booting the ball near the end zone or through the end zone every single time. A line drive kick. It'll take a couple of hops, and it'll be picked up by Brock Mosier inside the 10-yard line out to the 15. And Mosier won't get past the 16, 17-yard line, and that's where the Governors will take over with 7:58 left to go. They do have stopped the clock right now. And I believe even in AAA, they're going to roll the clock again. So it is a running clock with the Governors trailing by 36 with 7:50 and counting.
And we'll see Governors send the first unit offense back out onto the field, even though they're down by 36. And this is, at this point in the game, this is as much about getting game speed reps as it is about just trying to close the gap. And so again, this is a fairly young Governor offensive unit. Actually played fairly well tonight. So I think there's some good things to learn from tonight. But again. Every time that you can get a game speed rep right now is going to play benefits for this team down the line.
Brock Mosier will get a gain of about 2 to the, I've called a gain of 1 to the 18-yard line. Mosier with 25 yards rushing on 8 attempts. Keenels is 21 of 33 for 289 yards. And he has thrown 3 touchdown passes. All the touchdowns have come from the air for the Governors so far this evening. From 2nd and 9 here for the Governors, Keenels will look to pass, steps up in the pocket. He'll sidestep the offensive lineman and then loses the football as he got hit really hard. And it will be, it looks like maybe Harrisburg going to come away with it. And they do, as Keenels got popped and lost the ball. And that one, Morey, he got hit pretty hard, but it looked like maybe the crown of the helmet got right in between the arm and the side for Keenel, so it just popped that ball free, and that's hard to hold on to. As far as that ball went, it had to be the crown of the helmet that got right in through the football.
And again, he made an athletic play to sidestep the one potential tackler before he made about the last 3 yards, and like you said, he just took a real heavy hit, and no fault of his own, but that's kind of the way that this second half has gone for the Governors tonight.
Yeah, 56-20 with 6:05 and counting here in the fourth quarter. This fourth quarter will move rather quickly compared to the other 3 quarters. They do have a new man in the backfield as he'll get the carry and he'll maybe lose half a yard, as it will be a handoff to, I heard the name, but I didn't actually see who it actually was that got the handoff.
I see number 25 for Harrisburg in the backfield, but I don't have a 25 on my program. So unfortunately, he will be known as the unknown running back tonight.
I'll wait to see if he gets a handoff again, if we will hear his name and give you that name for the Harrisburg Tigers. 2nd and 10, no gain. Knuth will look to pass. Actually, Elrod is in to pass, and he'll lose the football, and the Governors will fall on top of it. So there's a turnover, as the Governors will follow it. Jaden Floor is the man to recover that fumble. Lucas Chamberlain. 52, not 62. Lucas Chamberlain fell on top of it. So it's now 1st and 10 now for the Governors at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, nice highlight moment for Lucas Chamberlain, the 170-pound sophomore. Gets a fumble recovery in his first varsity action of his young career.
So both teams fumbled the last 3 plays, and it will be 1st and 10 now here for the Govs with 4:40 to go and counting. And the Governors will see what they can do with this drive. And, hey, there's nothing like right now here in this drive for the Pierre Governors to go and score and build some confidence going into week 2. This isn't going to be the final score that they were hoping to be, but at this point, you can't worry about that. Cade Kaiser will be the new quarterback here for the Governors. He'll take the design run up from the 40 to the 45-yard line. So Kaiser, with his first rushing attempt, will pick up 5 yards.
Cade Kaiser actually in the quarterback room with the Governors, playing the number 2 role, be there in case of injury to Lincoln Keenholz, but being tutored by his older brother Brevin, who is serving as the quarterbacks coach for this Governor football team this year.
That helps, and I'm sure it's definitely going to help because Brevin Kaiser was a really good quarterback. I think Cade Kaiser is probably thinking, oh, my brother's going to pick on me all the time now.
Yeah, I can't ever get away from the football talk because I'll hear it in the car on the way home. I'll hear it at the dinner table. I'll hear it probably in my dreams as I go to sleep at night.
Kaiser will slip through a sack. He'll throw across. That was batted down, and his first pass attempt is incomplete. And a good athletic move by Kaiser to slip through the tackler. He tried to find Jet Zabel, but it was not batted down, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 from the 45-yard line with 3:05 to go.
Yeah, Kaiser he made a nice play as he rolled to his right. He ended up in the arms of one of the Harrisburg interior linemen and just able to muscle his way out of the tackle and able to find some space and unfortunately just wasn't able to connect with Zabel on the completion.
3rd and 5 from the 45-yard line. Kaiser will hand off, swinging through, trying to get free.
Handoff to number 26.
As Trey Lewis will get the handoff, and he will make his way up 3 yards to the 48. So it'll be 4th and 2 now here for the Governors.
And with a running clock and the clock winding down to about 2 minutes, even though the Governors are on their own 47-yard line, this is 4-down territory. The Governors, again, just looking to get some experience to some of these junior varsity players that are now on the field here late in this fourth quarter of this opening week football game.
A bunch the line all the way up. Lewis will come in motion. Kaiser dropped the ball and he'll fall on top of it. That will be a turnover on downs. The flag came in. It'll be probably illegal motion on the Governors, which will turn the ball over on downs either way, as they'll lose a couple of yards back to the 41-yard line in their own territory So loss of 7 from Kaiser. And with the penalty flag, they'll decline it, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the 41 with 90 seconds left to go. And if you're Harrisburg and if you're the referees right now, you can kind of just take your time and wait for the 40-second play clock to stop or start, and they will most likely just one more play to wrap up this game, as long as Harrisburg will take some time off the clock with 1:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. On the design run for Elrod as he'll make his way out towards the sideline. He gets out of bounds, but it won't stop the clock.
Number 16, Trevor Weedy.
Yes, Weedy will get in for a run.
By number 46 for the Governors,
And a gain of about 3 to the 38-yard line. So now one more play to wrap up this ball game. And the Governors will go to 0-1 the season. They'll have their home opener next Friday against Mitchell at home. We'll have it for you at 6:30. We'll start coverage. 7 o'clock kickoff from Hollister Field. Under 40 seconds left. One more play here for Harrisburg. A handoff to the left side.
Handoff to number 25, Levi Danielson.
Levi Danielson was the man that had those two handoffs, number 25. A gain of about 3 again. And it should end the ball game. 20 seconds left to go. And it's 3rd down, and Harrisburg probably will not have another play. 56-20 will be the final score. The Governors will fall by 36 here in the first game of the season. We will talk with Coach Steve Steele coming up here in just a little bit. We'll step aside for 3 minutes. We will come back and have the postgame show. Governors fall 56-20 to the Harrisburg Tigers. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites has Midwestern charm and unprecedented attention to detail that provides the perfect getaway. The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites provides a complimentary deluxe continental breakfast featuring hot waffles, biscuits, and gravy. They also have an indoor children's water playland, whirlpool and fitness center, and a beautiful backyard patio with seasonal fire pits. Everyone deserves a night away. Call 605-494-2582 to make your reservation today. The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites. Experience luxury in the heart of South Dakota.
At Oahe Federal Credit Union, their recreation loan special is back and better than ever with rates as low as 2.55% APR. 90 days, no payments in terms up to 15 years. Apply online at www.oahefcu.coop or pick up an application at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre. Some exclusions may apply. See the website for more details.
People helping people. Oahe Federal Credit Union.
First United Methodist Church would like to take this time to wish the Pierre Governors great success in this sports season. Athletic competition builds skills, leadership, teamwork, and provides lifelong lessons in character development. I'm Pastor Greg, and I invite you to join us for meaningful worship, personal growth, and compassionate fellowship. For a list of worship times and upcoming events, visit our website, pierrefirstumc.org, or our Facebook page, Pierre First United Methodist Church.
When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wegner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wegner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WegnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wegner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WegnerAuto.com or stop by Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heatolator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heatolator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heatolator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
As we welcome you back here into the postgame show as the Pierre Governors, they fall 56-20 to the Harrisburg Tigers. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as we welcome you in. Want to pass along that the Pierre Gunner volleyball team picked up another win. They're now 2-0 to start the season. They win 3-2 over Rapid City Stevens. So a good start to that weekend out in Rapid City for the Pierre Gunner volleyball team. But here tonight, 56-20 win for the Harrisburg Tigers over the Pierre Governors. And Greg, when you looked at the final totals here, 504 yards offensively for Harrisburg. Now, defensively, Sean Lewis probably not going to like that many yards to go against you. But offensively, you had 417 yards to counter that 504. That tells you that the score is not going to indicate the how close this game could have been between these two teams.
And again, we talked about the fact that if the Governor defense can make about 3 good plays in key situations, maybe they still lose this ball game, but it's certainly not 56-20. It's more like about 35-20, maybe even a little closer than that. And again, the Governors had an opportunity that had a drive that they had a pass into the end zone that just got batted away at the last moment. And so if you put that one on the board, again, if you just look at the score and look at it in blush reaction, you're going to go, yeah, hey, Harrisburg's really good. We knew that they were going to be really good coming in, and they just really manhandled Pierre. And the reality is, yeah, they won by 36, but this score was a lot closer. This game is a lot closer than what this score actually indicates. And like I said, if the Governors, as this team matures and gains some experience, we knew going in this is going to be a young team that was probably going to get better as the year goes on. I think they make those kind of plays as we get into late September and into October that they weren't able to make tonight. And again, it's a heavy lift facing probably the best team in 11 AAA right now, especially. This is a program that's got somewhere between 120 and 140 kids in high school out for football. I mean, not just 140 males in the high school. They got 140 kids out for football. I mean, and so you talk about depth in the program. There are few schools in this state that can match that kind of depth. And so I know the Governors are going to feel like they got punched in the gut tonight, but they certainly don't have anything to hang their head about.
And they led at one point 13-7. They answered the Harrisburg score right away and made it 7-7. They got one defensive stop and made it then it ended up being a 13-7 where the Governors got the lead. And now here for the Governors, they are hoping that the defense can. I wouldn't say the defense gets things figured out, because I think the defense will have things figured out. And like you said, 80% of the defensive plays look pretty good for the Pierre Governors. They just unfortunately were unable to get any, to get that done in this ball game here for Harrisburg, or against Harrisburg.
And so I think there's and we said it earlier. I mean, there's a lot of teaching moments that the Governor coaching staff will take away and be able to put into the practice sessions in the coming week, and you fully expect that a lot of the challenges that this team faced tonight hopefully will be corrected going forward as they get into week 2 against a really good Mitchell team.
As we will step aside. We'll come back here in 2 minutes and continue the post-game show. You listen to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories. Go Govs!
This is Art from East Pierre Landscape and Garden Center. Did you know we are open 7 days a week? We're your shopping destination rather than simply a producer of nursery plants. We know what plants work in the area and offer high-quality landscape design services, plant materials, handmade outdoor crafts, and high-quality garden art. Let us make your yard and garden one to remember. East Pierre Landscape and Garden Center, east on Highway 34, north of Farm Island in Pierre.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping is who you should call as we enter the fall season. They can make sure your lawn makes it through the tough South Dakota winters. They can help with the fall cleanup, winterize that sprinkler system so that it can be ready to go in the spring. And once the snow starts to fly, they can help with that too. Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, helping customers year-round. Call Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
As we welcome you back here to Harrisburg, as we will talk with Coach Steve Steele here shortly after the 56-20 win for the Harrisburg Tigers to open up the season. John McClure alongside Greg Dean. And Greg, this is, a little unfamiliar territory for the Pierre Governors. Just kind of like last year when they lost a couple of games, a little unfamiliar than dating back to 2018, they hadn't lost a game, and they lost a couple in 2020, and that's a little unfamiliar, especially for some of those guys that especially the sophomores who came into the high school ranks and never saw a loss with their freshman year, and then they had to deal with a couple of losses. They haven't seen a loss like this in quite some time, and this isn't a game where you have to go back to the drawing board and retool everything about this team, because Harrisburg is going to be one of the best teams, one of the best offenses, and if you don't go toe-to-toe with them possession for possession, this is the rest of the AAA teams need to take notice, because this is, and I'm not saying that Pierre is better than every AAA team except for Harrisburg, but this is what could happen to you if you don't take Harrisburg seriously, or you don't go toe-to-toe with them, because the Governors did take them seriously. But if you don't go toe-to-toe with them offensively, this is the kind of what's going to happen to 11 AAA teams.
Yeah, and coming out of the gate, everybody looked at this, and we heard Steve Steele say, this is going to be a good measuring stick, and so the saying I like to use in situations like this is you learn way more from losing than you ever do from winning, and there's a lot to be learned from this game, and again, I don't think that there's anything that the Governors have to hang their head about, because they actually played a fairly good ball game. They just went up against a very, very good Harrisburg Tiger team, and the fact that you've got a very big and physical offensive line, you've got a Big Ten quality quarterback. You've got a running back from Harrisburg that runs hard, and he runs. He's maybe not as violent as a young man by the name of Jack Anderson that's got some school records from a rushing standpoint, who played here from about 2016, 2017, 2018. Now he's playing at Dakota State, but just a very, very good running back. And Gavin Ross runs a lot like Jack Anderson does and did. And so this is just a very quality. And then you match that up with maybe not with a defense that from Harrisburg's standpoint, and just from my observations tonight, maybe a little bit of a work in progress. The Governors were able to put up over 400 yards offense, and so if you're Coach Brandon White, you're probably looking at this and going, hey, if we're gonna win games at the AAA level, we're not gonna win a lot of games and have to put up 50-plus points every night. We gotta clean up this defense a little bit, but still, it's still a quality defense. They did the right things when they had to, and made plays and shut the Governors down. Kind of a bend but don't break defense, especially in the second half.
Now, the Governors had a couple turnovers. They had the fumble in the first half, and then another turnover on downs to open up the second half, and that fumble late, which really that game was out of reach at that time. They did pick up one turnover, a fumble from the backup quarterback, but that Harrisburg played a game where they punted the ball in the second possession and then never had to punt or turn the ball over on downs, except for that fumble, which was at the end of the game. But they scored every single possession from there on out. But when you look at where the stats lie, and there's not a whole lot of difference between them, 504 to 417, I believe it was. And that tells you, again, offensively, that the Pierre Governors got a lot to look good about. They just got to be able to find ways to, to put it in the end zone, and that's going to be the case a lot, for the season, especially early on. Just find ways to put the ball in the end zone. And you look at the last couple of years, even the team that went undefeated, they struggled early on, especially early in games, to find ways to put the ball in the end zone, and they didn't lose a game the entire way to the state championship. So this loss is one that you can definitely, your hand is as far away from the panic button as possible. It's a 36-point loss, yes, but your hand's nowhere. You haven't even raised your hand up to try and hit the panic button. There's nothing to worry about after a loss like this.
Yeah, and this is I think a good opportunity, and Steve Steele's making his way here into the box and will be with us in just a couple of seconds. And so I think the expectation is what we're going to hear Coach Steele say is that there were some good things tonight, and there's obviously a lot of teaching moments tonight.
Yeah, they were good. That team's really, really good. It's first game. You always expect that we're going to make some mistakes. You just kind of hope that every mistake defensively doesn't turn into a touchdown, and offensively every mistake doesn't kill a drive. And it's one of the reasons they're predicted to be the team to beat in AAA. You saw it today. They don't have a lot of glaring weaknesses, and they made every mistake we made bad. Not just a bad mistake, but a huge gain or a touchdown or a turnover.
And Greg and I were talking about this throughout the game, and Greg mentioned it a lot too, that defensively you guys played well against them, and the mistakes that you made just turned into touchdowns or big drives, because in a drive you guys were about to maybe get them to stop, but then just one play resulted in it. So again, a lot to take from that. People might look at a 36-point loss saying, well, there's not anything to take from it. There's a lot of good to take from this game against, again, like you said, a really good team.
Yeah, and that's obviously the guys, everyone's a little disappointed, myself included. Don't take my upbeat mood to sway that, but that's what the big thing we kind of expressed to the guys down there was just, I still feel better about our season now than I did before today. That's a really, really good team, both sides of the ball. There wasn't a glaring weakness at all. Their kicker kicked a touchback every single time. So legitimately, all the way, he kicked a field goal on the kickoff. Yeah. So there's just not a weakness really on that team. And, I think we did a pretty good job offensively being able to move the ball. I know we only put up 20, but we still were able to move the ball up and down the field. I don't know if we had a 3-and-out today.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we did. I think we had one where we fumbled in the first 3 there, but that was on a first down catch. And defensively, we got them to that third down a lot. We got them to fourth down a couple times, and then again they had that throwback plays. That's a phenomenal play call in that situation. And when we're so zoned in on their quarterback and everything, that's just a really good decision on their coaching staff to put that guy out to the backside. And they executed very well. They're a very talented team, and there's not a lot of flaws. I'm happy that we don't have to play them again.
Well, and we're going to focus on the positives tonight. It's very rare that you're going to face a Big Ten caliber quarterback in any game other than this one this year. You put up over 400 yards offense against a team that's, again, a number 1 rated. The consensus pick in 11 AAA this year. You were about three or four key plays on the defensive side from taking probably anywhere from 14 to 21 points off the board. Mm-hmm. And so, if you get a couple of breaks in the right situation, this is not a 36-point loss. Maybe you still lose the ball game, but everybody's going to kind of look at this game if you make those 3 or 4 key plays and you make a couple on the offensive side, and everybody's going, "Holy cow, Pierre's really good." And that's my takeaway from tonight is I think Pierre's going to be really good come the end of the year.
I appreciate that. I think we're going to be really good too. I said, and I think the big play in the game, in my mind, looking back through it, was our fumble in that first half. I think that was the one where we had that defensive stop early. We went and took the lead. They came back and scored, and then we got 2 first downs and then that fumble. If we go down and score there, it probably turns into a shootout, And I think the other thing I think you could kind of take away, and this is a AA, AAA thing, you could definitely see they did not play one player both ways, and you could see that we played 3/4 of ours. And I think that kind of played into it too, because I think the first half, especially the first quarter, playing both ways, there's just no way to sustain the pace that was the first quarter. I mean, the guys on the chains were like, guys, please slow down. Like this is a lot of back and forth for me, and so, I mean, if they can't do that, and they're just walking up and down, it's a lot to ask of our kids. And, I think that you kind of saw that as the game goes on. You saw that difference kind of lengthen just a little bit more. But, I'm proud of our guys. I think they did a really good job. And, I think our coaches had a good plan. And I think we gave ourselves an opportunity, and ultimately we made enough mistakes, and they capitalized on every single one of them.
Offensively, you had new, fresh faces, guys that you haven't seen before, and a couple guys. Jet Zabel had a really good day, 4 catches for 40 yards. He was the guy that kind of got the offense started early on in the game. Kate Kaiser, yes, he fumbled that first catch, but he ended up with 9 catches for almost 100 yards receiving. Lincoln Keenels, who obviously is that staple face and will be for the next 2 years, threw 21 for 33 for around 290 yards and had 3 touchdown passes. 2 to Jack Merkwan, who had 2 catches for 99 yards and 2. I mean, there was a lot offensively that you can look, and even defensively too. But let's talk about the offense a little bit. How good this offense was today. Yes, you only put up 20 points, but that's 417 yards of offense is nothing to say, we didn't play very well.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the cool things you can see is that it wasn't one person. You just listed off 3 names, and we've got more. I mean, Matthew Hansen. I mean, that might have been the throw of the night on the sideline over here, where he just floated that just over the arms after he kind of escaped, and a heck of a catch by Matthew. Cade's touchdown was phenomenal. Brock Mosier had a lot of really good plays. So I mean, we can spread the ball around. We definitely don't just have that one threat. And, so I said, I think that's going to be really, really important going forward. And, I mean, Lincoln's just done a great job of distributing the ball. To be able to – we came into this game and we told him, like, hey, you got to be ready to take some hits and you got to be ready to throw the ball a lot. And he didn't throw a pick. That's one of the things that I thought was a huge takeaway for us was I think we may have had a couple sacks, but most – they weren't really – there wasn't just a lookout sack. They were more of coverage sacks, I think, than offensive line sacks. And then also, again, we didn't have a pick, which means he made really good decisions and safe and smart decisions. And, we're going to do a lot of good things if we can go without throwing any interceptions and getting any just bad sacks.
And I think the other thing, and John just alluded to it, the fact that you're going to hear a lot of different names a lot of Governor football fans may not have heard very much of, except for Lincoln Keenholz coming into this year. But Matt Hansen's the only senior in your skill position set right now. And so a lot of these names that you're going to hear throughout this season, you're going to hear even more of next year and potentially even the year after that. And so again, just gives me an indication that the longer that this season goes on and the more experience that this group gets, the better that they're going to be. And as that confidence begins to rise, I think there's some really good things on the horizon for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun this year. We're really excited just because for every reason you just said. I mean, we're going to be trending in the right direction right now, and we've got a lot of guys. I mean, that in a lot of ways it sounds kind of bad, but that was in a lot of ways men versus the boys. I mean, they had their left side of their line were the 6'5", 290 twins going to USD, and they're, good luck Matthew Coverdale, sophomore, 6'2" and 200 maybe. How's your first varsity start going to go? I thought he did a great job.
Well, they came out and started warm-ups, and they just had their uniforms on and didn't have their pads on. And the comment I made to John was, holy cow, they look big in without their pads on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and even joking with them, I went up and I'm like, hey, your quarterback's kind of look good. He might be a lineman for us. He could probably be our bigger lineman. So, and, I thought they did a really good job. I mean, we were asking a lot out of those guys with the splits that we're putting out there. I mean, you're on an island. There's not a whole lot of helping, and you're playing really, really good guys. And like I said, I thought they gave Lincoln good time back there. And, I think most of the sacks that we had were coverage sacks. And, I mean, you can't argue. 400 yards is a pretty good game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now we go to week 2, home opener against Mitchell. You get your one AAA game out of the way. Now it's AA opponents the rest of the way, all the way from the rest of the season to the playoffs. Mitchell, you'll go in, watch film, and see what they did this week. Get ready for them. What's that first indication? Again, because this is week 2, so you haven't seen Mitchell play yet. You've probably seen a little bit of other teams play by week 3, week 4, week 5. However, you haven't seen anything that Mitchell's had until you get to be able to watch film. So what's that first initial indication before even seeing them on film?
I disagree because I think they're pretty much all back.
Okay.
So I think I would say that they're pretty similar to what we saw last year. They lost Parker Phillips, and they lost a lineman or two. But, I mean, really other than that, I think they're mostly back. So I'd expect them to look pretty similar. maybe a couple tweaks here and there, but yeah, I think they'll look pretty similar, you know, and I said I think that's one of the things that we kind of have an advantage is, I mean, teams are going to be figuring us out all over again because we're completely different, and right now, you never know. Maybe we're not going to do everything we just did today. Maybe that was we're going to have fun against Harrisburg because we know that one overall doesn't overly matter, and we knew to how to do some things to play against these guys. Maybe we'll do something different next week. You never know.
Well, and Mitchell's in a dogfight right now at Spearfish, 7-0 midway through the third quarter. So
yeah.
So again, yeah, I think 11 AA is going to be a dogfight and really balanced this year. But the way things look to me right now, I think you should be really excited about the opportunities you've got ahead of you right now.
Yeah, and just in general, I mean, and this is AA football. I mean, there's not a lot of teams that throw the ball. You know, it's a lot harder for teams to consistently stop the pass, mainly because you don't see a lot of teams that consistently throw the ball. And that's one of the reasons, again, I think our defense is strength against the run because, again, realistically, we're going to face Yankton. That might be the only other team that's really going to throw it around, you know. So it's just that difference, and it's that mindset that you've got to flip when you play against a team that does everything different. So, like I said, I'm excited for the rest of this year. I mean, I think we have a lot of positives to take away from this, and, you know, we came out healthy. We're going to get healthier as the year goes on.
Quick question. I mean, what kind of injuries do you have tonight? We saw you had a couple of cramps out there, but
yeah, as far as today, everything was cramps for the most part. You know, I mean, and again, that's the two-way guys. You know, all of them. That's a lot to ask. But you know, no one from tonight should be missing next week, and we're hopeful Brady gets us back next week.
Good deal.
Coach, I appreciate the time. Thanks for doing this. We'll look forward to talking to you on Wednesday at Coach's Corner and getting ready for next Friday at the home opener against Mitchell.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
As head coach Steve Steele of the Pierre Governors as they fall 56-20 here this evening as they will be taking on Mitchell next Friday to have their home opener. Greg, final thoughts as we wrap things up here from Harrisburg.
Well, I think the bottom line is, like I said, don't look at the score. Look at the underneath on this, and the underneath is that as this Pierre Governor team continues to grow, continues to mature, by the end of the season, they may have another blemish or two on their record, but I think this is going to be a very, very competitive football team and a football team that is going to be really tough come the end of the year as long as they stay healthy. I think that's the biggest thing right now is if they stay healthy, I think they're going to be able to play with just about anybody at this 11 AA level.
The Governors will take on Mitchell next Friday as they will be at home against the Colonels. 7 o'clock kickoff. 6:30 will start pregame here on KCCR. Before we get to that point, we have several soccer games to bring you here on KCCR, including tomorrow against a really good Aberdeen Central team. The Pierre Governors, Cole Peterson was here for the Pierre Governors. We actually didn't see him in the second half because the Governors were unable to score in that second half, but he was the guy that kicked the extra points for Pierre in the kickoffs for the Govs, but he will be back with the soccer team tomorrow up in Aberdeen. We'll be there. The boys will play first at 12 o'clock. The girls will play at 2 o'clock. We'll have coverage starting at 11:40 a.m. on 1240 a.m. and 98.9 FM as the Governor soccer team will take on Aberdeen Central. We'll have Governor soccer on Tuesday and on Thursday this coming week before we get back to Pierre Governor football on Friday and then volleyball on Saturday. We'll have it all right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. That'll wrap things up for us from the station or from the Harrisburg Stadium here this Friday. Thanks to Jen Hanna back at the station. Appreciate the work that she did tonight. Greg Dean to my right. John Winkler signing off from Harrisburg. A 56-20 win for the Harrisburg Tigers over the Pierre Governors as we say so long from Harrisburg.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Athletics on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Athletics is brought to you by Avera St. Mary's, Sander Auto Parts, Bank West, Weatherall Roofing, Faith Lutheran Church, Billion Financial, The Clubhouse Inn and Suites, Fording Electric, Slumberland, Kruger Contracting, B&B Equipment, Bridget M. Photography, Sioux Nation, Edward Jones Financial, First Dakota National Bank, Gales Gas, Service Master, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Purist Foods, Kathy Sunshine Properties, All Pro Towing, Pierre Dental Clinic, Olson Plumbing, Lamb Motors, Midwest Cooperative, The May Adam Law Firm, Oahe Federal Credit Union, the Association of Weed and Pest, Fisher Rounds, Shane's Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, Wagner Auto, First United Methodist Church, East Pier Landscape and Garden Center, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. Join us all season on your home for Pierre Governor Athletics, KCCR, and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South Dakota's sports leader.
Miss trying to make that contact for that big fly. Yankees in action on ESPN Radio this weekend. Saturday will take